Still be a Brazilian event as it has been for so long, such a long time in Rainbow Six. Have the Brazilians had the advantage, but you guys at home, you're putting your hopes on M80. It's time to see which of these two behemoths will join Falcons in the grand final. And every banging series must start with a bloodbath of a map. Chalet is an attacker's paradise. Both of these aggressive teams will enjoy themselves here in this snowy haven. As we get into the ban phase, FaZe start out on the attacking side.
That they do. Probably gonna be a little Sami Mira action to start things off. Maybe. Not. Oh, hold up. A Soul is banned.
Here we go.
Okay, a cheeky target ban. Big fan of that. It goes to show the prep level that goes into these kinds of games. And the further you go in a tournament, it also goes, you know, we gotta get a bit more specific. These teams are so good at the defaults of Siege. They've been playing it so many times before. You have to get a little bit more deep into the operator ban phase. And then Twitch and Monty as well. Twitch/Brava, both excellent here on Chalet. No big surprise there. A stable ban coming out from M80.
Well, this is FaZe Clan's map choice here on Chalet, and they've, well, M80 rather, have elected to start on the defensive side. And for good reason, Pengu. M80 are at home on the defensive Chalet, despite a lot of teams preferring the attacking side. They win 72% of rounds on their defense.
That's pretty good.
Of this map, compared to 59 for FaZe. M80, they've figured out how to hold down what is quite a fickle map to try and defend.
Oh, it really is. There are so many things about Chalet that makes it more favorable on paper towards the attackers. Whether it's the far angles from outside the building, to, you know, cut the map in half on the rotations. The fact that so many flanks happen from staircases, which kind of suck to flank from. A lot of sound cues, gadgets, drones can just watch you. It makes it so much more difficult. FaZe, I think though they'll be happy with this, right? Because we say usually attack is pretty comfortable for them. The analysts that's going into this are NA boys. We're like, you know what, Cyber, want to see him unleashed. Off the more flex support operators, back to like ASI level play where he's just in their faces, getting tricky with it. But to start things off, Cyber will slow it down and play the Brava and do the drone work. Hack the cameras, hack some gadgetry. And I think for FaZe, they're a Brazilian team. But I've always liked to say that they play a European kind of style from Brazil. They're more slow, more methodical, but when they will go for XU, that's when they get really explosive.
And that's what lends itself to FaZe's consistency, the fact that they play with a little bit less of a risk than, for example, a team like your Furious.
Yeah.
Well, we are in the era of EU in this slightly less risk-taking play style. As Cyber starts to drone up the situation, of course, Twitch banned out by M80. We see a lot of Twitch on this map, and so instead the Brava has been picked to replace it.
Right now, FaZe is just on the repels on Solarium, bathroom window, big window, office balcony. They're just kind of fishing and prodding and seeing if we poke a couple of windows here, will they respond? He takes down hot and cold, overstepping.
Oh, and the gas might keep Souls at bay for a brief moment, and that will disconnect FaZe. It will be challenging for them to capitalize on that early numbers advantage when Gavin has picked up his gunner as well. Gav now finds his second on the Denari, really chasing the trophy. As M80 hold on, restabilize, and gain the advantage.
Yeah, they're gonna run backwards, deeper towards the bomb site, and now play on that soft floor for no verticality. The big thing that someone like Fabian can teach the boys is discipline. In these 3v2 number advantage rounds, you need to give them a lot of space and only worry about the most important things. The verticality right above the bomb site of kitchen, and then have just one guy anchor it downstairs. It's gonna be Gunner in the basement, and the two other players of Gavin and Kino up above the site.
Meanwhile, FaZe, in the numbers disadvantage, have snuck in. M80 looking to play retake, looking to play plant denial from above. Vidiking with the air jabs. That might be a handy ingredient. The Souls.
This might go down.
Aware of the position on the hatch.
The flank is late.
They are going to have to worry about West Main in the post plant, but M80 steal their nerve. They look to play this slowly, patiently. Giving FaZe time to reposition, however, may be their undoing, as two come from the top floor, and Gunner up from the basement into West Main. Both of these FaZe players are separated. They are playing individually, and as such will must rely on their gun skill.
Oh, they
Position
don't know.
revealed and a good cross. Behind the smoke, Vidiking misses too.
Flank.
But it means that he's gone undetected, and he might be able to stab them in the back. Oh, M80! will claim both kills and safely hit that diffuser with plenty of time to get that round.
Some nerves there being shown from the side of FaZe Clan. The lack of trigger discipline, using, okay, do I go for the shot immediately? Do I wait? Oh no, panic, shoot the wall. He whiffs every single bullet. And with that M80, they hear the shots, they turn around, they take him down. At first, it was a surprising plant. I thought M80, they're gonna flank up West Main stairs while they peek the vert, because the guy covering the planter can only look in one direction. But miscalculation from M80 meant it came down to a post plant 3v2.
Ironic though, that was very back and forth, of course.
Started off with 2 kills for FaZe.
FaZe looked good. M80 looked good. Took the numbers advantage. FaZe got the plan.
Oh no.
Funnily enough, the shooting of the fire extinguisher to have that smoke effect.
Oh yeah.
It's funny because at first I thought, oh wow, that's going to let them pass. That's great. And then I thought, oh, but it means they don't know about the guy behind them. They're going to lose it. And then they killed two anyway. So very chaotic back and forth round.
A game of centimeters, all those small, tiny details. And this is the thing, when you get to this level of play, again, there's no time for hesitation. And it's why we always say confidence is oh so important. And it's also why, with the insight we've had at this event into the tactical timeouts from the coaches, we can really sit there and go, which coaches are very strat-oriented, and which ones are very emotional about, like, guys, you know, we know our stuff, focus on this, you know, play them all together, communication has to slow down. And obviously we don't speak Portuguese, unfortunately. But we have heard Fabian was here, that's really relevant. He's very much about the emotional side. Every time we hear from him, it's about, guys, you know, slow it down, work together. I want to hear that communication. Or we did all the prep work. We have to, all the strats they're doing, we have on paper. You should be knowing this. It's about just kind of fortifying what the players already know and making them believe in themselves more.
Yeah, it's been a great showing from the M80 support staff. Clearly, if they are able to map out every single thing that Wildcard in that previous match brought to the table, FaZe, a team known to have quite a lot of strategic depth.
For sure.
Right? They're hard to chase. They're often perfecting the meta. And so let's see if M80 are ready for everything that they've got. Ooh, a missed opportunity there for Souls as the Grimm's Bees actually land on the windowsill and disperse down below. Kino's still pretty chill in his position on the stairs. Well, the diffuser is tempted.
This could work.
Tempted to make a little play.
I mean, this should be called, right? Should the jump out comes now.
Yeah, you would have thought so, but instead, it seems like FaZe looking to take matters into their own hands as Handy gets inside the building and waits for the peek. But Gunner has seemingly fallen on back. I'm not sure he's aware that the player has gone inside. If not, he might overstay his welcome in this hallway. I cannot believe that Handy's not in there, but for M80, it's going to be an easy way to regain that numbers, as they won't really be aware. FaZe 3v5, and they haven't taken the ground that they wanted.
It's ridiculous. And maybe they give them all the bomb site control, they run back, they win the gunfights, they sneak past all the angles, and all of a sudden FaZe Clan are all outside the building. Gunner finally goes down. Again, no knowledge on that big with the repel player. Gunner thought it was clear because he crossed earlier.
Yeah, FaZe's patience is rewarded there, but for Gunner, you've got to wonder, what was the play there? Sprinting past, unaware. In the numbers advantage, you really have to focus on staying alive, consolidating those advantages, establishing those crossfires.
But look at M80's point of view, right? They don't know what's happening. There's a FaZe player on library balcony with diffuser, mind you. They thought they were on the bomb side. They're actually very far from it. FaZe have completely reset this round, but there's only 40 seconds to go. And M80 with maybe a good read here, with a potential flank on blue stairs. Timing is everything.
If FaZe aren't aware of Gavin, they could get backstabbed at the most critical moment.
They do not know.
Well, I mean, they're seriously considering it, though. Soul's just spraying it down. Now they have to turn their attention forwards, however. As Souls has that diffuser, he can open an avenue onto site with his bailiff, or you can just vault on straight in through.
They have a
Makes a little bit less sound. Good cover from Cyber. Denies that flank, but the Nitro Cell comes forward. And an eruption of kills for FaZe confirms the round for the Brazilians.
FaZe with a great read. They had a drone in the bar hallway downstairs. They didn't know Gavin was right around the corner, but the second he tries to go for the flank on the staircase, the drone sees him, the yellow ping came through, and Cyber locked it down. C4 maybe in the wrong position there from M80, couldn't quite get the angle, also gets shot by the swing rather from FaZe. So again, FaZe Clan, very calculated, very step-by-step, and just is so impressive how they can lose the early stage of that round and be completely okay with, let's just reset it, guys, and try again, and then come out with a round-winning plan. I mean, look at this early stage. There's nobody on the bomb side. I would argue that if FaZe had more information, they could just walk in for free, but they didn't.
Well, FaZe showing a lot of patience in those late rounds. Oh, that was what happened.
There's a one-tap reload.
One tap for Cyber. He almost got caught while reloading as well. You can see he's having a bit of a chuckle about that. So we do have some Brazilian fans in the audience after all. I think I met someone who described themselves to me as the lone Brazilian fan here in
with the
Munich.
yellow shirt?
Yes, the yellow shirt.
I met the same fella.
They were doing the giveaways as well with Ian before. But I'm glad to see that there's more than one.
Attackers are
It's a long way to go.
It is a long way to come all the way from Brazil, but I think one Brazilian cheers for about 50 Europeans.
There is certainly some passion there. Gunner tries for the spawn peek, but FaZe are too good for that. Come on, they're not. That's the thing. They're not gonna sprint towards the building, all right? Kind of check with a gun or a drone. So that's the thing. FaZe might be a little bit slow sometimes, but it's because they're trying to play that perfect style siege as often as possible. And I feel like a lot of these, well, the first 2 rounds so far has been FaZe kind of setting up and waiting for M80 to make the first move. And again,
They did.
M80, they move, they peek a door, they run past an area, and FaZe are watching it.
Where did Hot and Cold run out just then? Was that the balcony or was that down outside of lobby?
I think it was the lobby. It had to be almost.
Very risky. Very risky. I feel like FaZe are always ultra aware of those
It was the
positions.
balcony.
Yeah. Oh, very ill-advised for Hot and Cold. But M80, I mean, they feel like they do need to play aggressively on this defensive side.
And I get it, because again, if you follow this on paper, the expectations that you don't want to let the attackers get to an execute, like a 5v5 by the bombs, because on paper, you lose it as a defender.
Yeah.
So the plan for M80 is disrupt them early on, but it hasn't really worked. FaZe gonna strike in first blood or a trade every round so far.
And they're so slow. I mean, even the way that we see Vidiking checking all of these drones, it's not just for flank watch, it's also just to double check. Okay, is anybody from M80 in library looking for a rat play, looking to get aggressive? So FaZe are really well reading into that playstyle that M80 have gifted them so far.
And again, you see this double, triple, quadruple check, and Souls playing the demos. Could go for a track, but right now it's just about, we're expecting an aggressive play somewhere. We can see from outside, they're very far away. KDS finds the angle.
Yeah. Is likely going to get swung here as well from Gunner, who is inside of Master Bedroom. Indeed, he does. It's Diffuser who actually assists with that one. KDS goes down, so retaken is upstairs for M80. However, FaZe still retain the numbers advantage, and they are much closer to the bomb site. However, Diffuser finding that kill might actually turn the tide. Souls inside the bomb.
No one's on site from M80.
He needs to try and support his
so
teammate.
far away.
We need to get this Diffuser over. Vidiking now looking for a plan opportunity.
It's going
Is
down.
anyone from M80 going to be here for the retake? Diffuser's found a second, but it might not be enough. It certainly isn't enough to stop the plan from going down.
He's got
now
2
into
fires.
the retake.
There's the first one.
Vidiking can cover it with the fire from the Capitao, and Kino himself will burn in amongst the fire. Both of these defenders are low HP. 1 or 2 seconds in that flame, and it will be round over for either of these players. He
Yes,
spots
fire.
the first one, and Vidiking should surely have the rounds. Dead to rights for Vidiking. M80 stand no chance in the post plant, and FaZe take the lead.
And this time, FaZe, they have full information. They knew the bombs was completely clear. I was watching the top-down view that we have here as the commentators. There was no one by the bomb site at any point there from M80. They completely abandoned it, playing in the roam, going for the retake, and that has cost them that round.
It's a rough round to lose there, especially for a player like Diffuser.
He was hitting every shot.
Yeah.
Every single shot.
As soon as I realized that there were 2 players over in Master Bedroom when KDS died, FaZe, no, it's a 4v3.
Yeah.
Wait, 2 players are in Master?
Yeah.
Means there's maximum 1 guy on site.
Let's take it.
3v1 that dude, even if not everyone's here. It was a great idea from FaZe. They pounced on it, and yet M80 still got the numbers advantage back because Diffuser is just a gunner. Unfortunately, he's not a Diffuser.
That he is not. I could really see a shift happening right now. One, during this second operator ban phase, when you're going through the a half, the coach can speak to their players. I'm pretty sure we can expect from M80 right now a big switch up in their stylistic choices. Probably going to be a little bit more either utility or information operators, and not going to give up that bomb site going forward. This is the first half. Both teams have shown their starting cards.
Yeah, and of course, next up we get the operator veto as a third operator gets banned on out. And I think that telegraphs a bit what kind of a playstyle they're going to go for. We can see it's been Fenrir Grim.
I like this. I mean, if you want to just top-down analyze this, right? Fenrir ban, FaZe want to speed things up. They want to kind of aggress and be able to take more gunfights on the entry. When it comes to M80 banning the Grim, that might be them saying we want to plant down our roots right now and get solid in the ground and not be moved away by that constant back pinging, for example. That, or they're expecting a mute ban.
Yeah, perhaps. Concern for me for M80 is that Capitao is still going to be in play. And I mean, we saw it used by Vidiking here. The Capitao fulfills a similar role to the Grim, except you're actually doing damage to that player. You just have fewer of your charges.
That's it.
It's a compromise. What did I tell you? One Brazilian. Cheers for 50 Europeans. It's just a fact, guys.
Can't argue with that one.
It's a fact that we really had solidified at the Berlin Major the last time we were in Germany for an event. That was 3 years ago now. Not sure if you recall. You were on the analyst desk for the finals,
for that one.
if I recall correctly. But obviously, that was a smaller theater than this, and it was so loud. Every single person in that arena was cheering for
They were standing up.
Rogue.
There were seats, but they were standing.
Yeah, but in that grand final, it was Rogue versus FaZe. Of course, FaZe lost that the last time we were in Germany. They lost their grand final. But there were about 12 Brazilians. It was the teams that had been knocked out beforehand, and they were up in the rafters on the concourse, and they were just as loud as the rest of the theater, despite being outnumbered 10-1.
Well, they were fighting back. High ground versus low ground with both of their chants going back and forth. It's beautiful to watch. Gotta watch FaZe now. Is it gonna be that same pace on their repels, locking down angles, or should we expect an aggressive play somewhere? They got the game, got the glass.
Yes.
If I know anything about Siege, this means 3-1 all of a sudden, and they're gonna be in the building by the bomb site and taking names.
That's right, and no dread mines to worry about from the Fenrir as they do erupt onto the site.
And that opens up everything, right? There is going to be the Ella. This is a substitute 1-to-1 operator with those most important areas of the map because the sound cue then jumping against everything.
I mean, M80 saw that the Fenrir bang came through. They're like, let's go Malusi, let's go Ella, let's go Legion. But can you stop when the Candelas start marching on through?
Trophy.
Here is the eruption from FaZe, as you say, directly in the Trophy, and it's Handy, who's the tip of the spear. He's the Glaz. He doesn't find any targets as of yet. Amongst the smoke, he looks to march on forward. There is one player on the objective that needs to be targeted by FaZe. And with hot and cold down, the gates are open on the side. However, M80 on Overwatch from up above as FaZe look bloodied after this attempted and executes.
No more smokes, only one Ying spare from Vidiking. This means FaZe, they got some ground here only in Trophy, and on the exterior, a plant attempt should be almost impossible. They need to go fishing for one more kill or get a player up above for a bit of pressure. They've been in the spot before, but the difference is maybe they have 4 defenders alive, and they're just gonna push them.
Diffuser, he might be able to find it. It's Cav actually from the other direction. M80 times their aggression together and retakes Trophy just as Souls abandoned his teammates. Beautiful. Now he's left to 1v3. This isn't gonna happen. M80 have played this to perfection.
They got the case. They said, you want to execute? Well, we're gonna lash out first and take down your most important players, the Ying and the Glass. So, support player, great clutcher, great planter, great at very many things, but this one is gonna be a lockout. The crossfire, the great positioning. M80 have discipline.
Oh, good read though on the gunner. Swipes him on down. 1v2, very winnable. But Diffuser is held by Diffuser and Gavin inside a Trophy, and so that means Souls will need to take every single fight. Very small magazine, 9 bullets left in the 8RX. He switches to the pistol, and Gav, cool, calm, and collected, claims his life.
The most impressive thing about that round for the side of M80, they're not playing your Valkyrie, your Echo, your Maestro. They're not playing off information. They're playing off sound of player positions. They go, guys, we only hear people in Trophy. They're nowhere else on the map. Let's hit them before they hit us. 3-2-1 push together. We almost never see teams on defense make these really aggressive plays because they had the verticality. They had numbers advantage. On paper, that was a bad play, but they played it so well that it became the best play they could have gone for.
I like the reads from M80.
Right here, great push.
Yeah. I think the thing that really I noticed for the American roster in that round was the fact that FaZe clearly telegraphed, we're coming for you. Candelas are in, Smoke Babes are in. There wasn't even a Warden on the board for the defense.
Nope.
There wasn't even a Solus, of course. It's been banned on out. How do you know where the plan's going down? Well, they're chill. We've got hot and cold on the site. Even if he falls, we're not going to be jumping at the gun to try and get back onto the site. We've got these angles from above.
Yeah.
We can figure out where the plan's going down. Even if we can't, we can probably retake it like we did 2 rounds ago.
Yeah.
And so that confidence and the ability to just chill out, slow the round down, it's benefiting M80 a lot.
Also, mind you, if you go back to the first 3 rounds that happened, M80 were so far away from the bomb site, really extending around, roaming, They were all by the bomb site when the Candidates came out. They were not holding library and holding bar. No, they were actually locking down, almost expecting a rush and a push. I think the Fenrir band just kind of gave it away. That is like, guys, they're going to be stupid not to go for a direct attack, because that's why you ban the Fenrir.
And that's why M80 replaced Fenrir with every other trap operator in the game last round.
Reloading.
Now they're a little bit more diverse in their operator lineup because, of course, they've changed up bomb sites. They're going for a much more of a fortification onto this top floor. You know, let's get that Tubarão, let's get that Kaid, get that synergy going.
It's a bit of a trade-off, right? You get the Kai Tubarão, and then FaZe Clan, they have to pick up the Maverick. There's no question about it.
Oh, Diffuser!
Just like that.
I mean, forget about the Tubarão. His gadget is nullified for the rest of the rounds.
And they got Deimos trackers, no mute jammers, so those freezes might not stop the wall from being opened up, but they will stop the Deimos trackers.
The confidence to dry peek this from Cyber is admirable. It's dangerous, but I mean, can't blame him when he's landing shots like he did against Diffuser. Great pre-fires. Gavin forced on back after a good nade. Forced back further. He can make his own cover with the Azami, but he's instead using those positions to try and cut off lines of sight. A nade forces him back, and the eruption from Cyber, who's gone big for 3. Kino in the bomb site, tucked behind the half wall. Very difficult to hunt down, but Handy will do so handily. Vamos, FaZe. They've taken the lead again.
Beautiful once more. Again, the thing they're worrying about right now on the entry is gonna be the Ela. So what we see from Cyber, he's just jiggle peeking all the doors very quickly. Boop, boop. If the Ela mine doesn't pop, he knows it's clear. If it does pop, he will also know that it's clear. So they know they don't have many tools from M80 that can stop the aggression. Again, Fenrir ban and then playing around it to perfection.
There's so many ways you can counter those traps if they wish to. We saw the grenades used very well to counter the Azami. Oh, that was the kill from Cyber. I mean, look at that. The shots here from the AK. It's not everybody's favorite weapon. Shoots about 1 bullet every 3 years. If you're used to a much
Well, you got tons of bullets.
It does have plenty. And Cyber says, oh, mate, I've been farming on the Deimos.
Yeah.
Give me my Ash license back again.
I'm feeling Ash.
Let's start back the clock. It's 2018 again.
I mean, I gotta say, the analysts called it the best, right? We want to see Cyber on these kinds of operators, whether it's the Shields, or the Deimos, or the Ash, or the Bot getting active in the server. A last-minute switch here onto Sledge instead, but it's all the same. Vidiking, the IGL, more captain role of the team, will take the Brava, give Handy the Blitz, give Cyber the Sledge, and just give them that full freedom in the server to just kind of throw their bodies at the problem. M80 again falls onto traps, right? They gotta play the Melusi, they gotta play the Ela. This is where the Brava comes into effect. Yes, the default cameras are great to hack, but the Banshee in main lobby, that's a big one. And if you can find the most important Ela mines, deployable or bulletproof cameras as well, that's gonna mean in the later stage of this round, when FaZe wants to go aggressive, nothing can stop them.
Bulletproof on the lobby stairs, a high-value target. I believe it was successfully hacked before the drone was destroyed.
I think so. Yeah, they got it.
Hacked by FaZe.
Oh, or not? I thought it was blue.
Did have a blue. Yeah. That's confusing.
I think he's
just as confused as we
Hold
are.
up.
Did he shoot? I think he must have shot. Oh, he EMP'd the Brava drone before the hack managed to complete. And as we saw just then, it still has an orange light, which means it is owned by M80. And he's actually keen to push, get a little bit cheeky inside a games room. Looks to try and toy with the player in stock. A retreat now from the Diffuser, but if he's not too careful, he might be shot. In fact, Gunner comes to support. And the Blitz will fall. FaZe do not have a follow-up.
Exactly, they lack the follow-up. I mean, Cyber got injured, but he was outside the building. This was just them relying on Henry to get the job done alone, and M80, very smart again. No one is playing solo, there's a buddy system. Hey, you come with me, we're gonna play in this area together. That was Gunner.
Oh, missed opportunity for Vita as well. That will go begging, as he needs to get back onto these clutch drones, hack some more of these bulletproofs. At the end of the day, though, it's not utility that is winning these rounds for M80. It is the fact that they are so together, they are so in sync.
Oh,
and it is going to fail as well. Thankfully, they have hacked the lobby cam, so they have info on Gavin, and that will enable Souls to go for a very aggressive wall bang onto him.
It's fallback time. Again, M80 played the numbers advantage. Or perhaps, as I said, it's time for a flank instead. I mean, these guys are just not playing the most logical rounds, and it's probably good because FaZe are expecting to play smart Siege. This is smart because FaZe Clan might not be ready for it. This might just be the solution.
Well, Of course, M80 are 4/5 of the North American Championship roster that raised the trophy in Manchester a year and a half ago. They have that team chemistry. He's through. And now KDS, he's passed, but however, we have Gunnar all the way down below. He's supported the team. Everyone joins the fray. M80 are not worried at all about what FaZe are throwing at them because they can hang with even the greats from Brazil.
A 3-3 half. It's perfect, isn't it?
It is. And M80, I mean, this is a far cry from their, what did I say, 70, 80% win rate on this on this map, 72%. 50-50 is a far cry from that.
This is FaZe Clan, to be fair. You know, those numbers goes across all their enemies, right? FaZe Clan, no slouch. They're pretty darn good.
I wonder at what point can the players and the coach hear or feel the crowd?
Well, Fabian's talking right now, so at the minute, not at all. When he talks, there's a bit of power in that voice.
That there is. And look, FaZe are no strangers to having crowds cheer against them. It's happened many times before. Yep. Happened 3.5 years ago in Berlin. M80 still have what it takes. They've shown it throughout the tournament so far. And like we said previously, the only team who has held a candle to them thus far is FaZe. M80 are off the momentum of a win, whereas FaZe, they got up bright and early for their match against Falcons this morning, and they lost it.
That's true.
In fact, they lost Chalet 7-2 to Falcons.
Kind of surprised they went back for it, right?
Yeah, it is their map pick. But M80 as well have been undefeated on Chalet for a very long time. However, that's only in North America. This is their first time playing it against an international team.
It's also a good point.
5 seconds left.
Now, there is one thing that's kind of eluded us here. Hot and Cold is 0-5. The reason why I say this is because this is only 4 players actively getting kills on the server right now, stopping FaZe when they're defending. Hot and Cold on the attacking side, as the IGL is more likely to get involved in the gunfights, in the executes. FaZe Clan, though, I gotta say this as well, they understand the tactical aspect of this game. They will have those crossfires unlocked, just like M80. They're not gonna make it easy for them. But look at the operator bans. Double trap ban from M80's side on the attack, the Ella and the Fenrir. They wanna open up all the entries and all the gunfighting and really just play to the strength of Chalet as a map. Or FaZe took away the Monty, which M80 was so good at earlier against Wildcard.
Oh, that's an unfortunate miss from Gunnar. Right on the money though for M80. It's going to be an aggressive, explosive execute when they're ready for it. Kino has to repel straight into the gas. He will march past it. Push. No Ella to worry about, no Fenrir either. And so they can afford to just make their entries, make their presence known. Vita King battling Kino. Brazilian on Brazilian, but Souls will put down the Blackbeard and restabilize for FaZe. Gunnar has to get back into the action though. He's so far from the rest of his squad.
Not yet. Let him cook. Give him 20 more seconds on that angle. If anyone walks forward, that's a freebie. A track from beneath diffuser. Look at the angle. Nobody can throw in help. There it is. They confirm. The Novomize up on the board. They can't go for a second track. The Repel finds a Hot and Cold. It's on the board. He's 1-5.
And it's read like a book for M80. KDS is on the breadstick. And M80 are looking for a feast. 3v1. He spots the first and takes down the fight. Well played onto Gunnar. As M80 recollect that diffuser, and guess who's planting it? Hot and Cold must cover. Looking for his second kill off the map. The KDS denies diffuser. Hot and Cold must take matters into his own hands with a whole minute to figure out how to clutch.
Save his way in, not the Repel. Jumps into a window. They know now KDS. No C4 in pocket and very low on health. He just needs one bullet through this floor. He has the sound cue. He knows he's in this sort of area, but not exactly where. KDS allows him up the stairs.
No util for either player. It's pure talents. And Hot and Cold! He is still that guy! Year after year, he returns to the stage. 27 years of age, and he's still got what it takes.
He's on this roster as the old man, as the captain, as the IGL, and he took this responsibility upon himself, saying, okay, I'm gonna have a lot more on my shoulders, not in terms of kills, not in terms of performance individually, but I have to lead my team. He starts a little bit slow here, goes down 0-5, but guess what? First round on the attack, it's 2 kills. One of them literally wins you the round. Matthew Stevens is here to play. 1 round lead now for M80.
FaZe, for the most part, they've been ahead this game. They've taken the lead more times than M80 have done so.
What a read.
And they had every right to hold on to that round.
Oh, we see that? Calm down, boys.
Fabian is a proud dad to these young gunners.
So is Celine, a proud mom,
5 seconds
I could
left
say.
before insertion.
Celine, of course, worked with Fabian and myself in both PSG. Celine also was
And
working
G2 way
with
back in the
G2.
day.
Yep, exactly. So they go way, way, way back. And I know she's proud to watch him on the big screen right now in the arena.
For the longest time, Siege always felt to me like a young esport. Compared to a lot of other games that have been around for a long time, built up these legacies and histories, but those times have gone. We're heading into the double digits.
We are.
Kicking it off next year with 6 Invitational in Paris, celebrating 10 years of this amazing esport. And we see that history in people like Fabian.
We have a lot of legacy nowadays.
We do.
Some players, they're building it still. Some have left, you know, for a different job or a different kind of environment to
Players
be in.
have come and gone.
Players have come and gone.
Dynasties have risen and fallen.
Some players coach now. Some players
Some
cast.
cast.
We're everywhere.
Oh, how the mighty
Auden called
falls.
this in, though. He's going to lead the charge now on the blitz. But FaZe, not really that close to respond.
Look at that, though. On the other side, C4 will await hot and cold. He baits it out, takes no damage. FaZe, fully aware that M80 wants to get up close and personal.
Ooh.
Grenade goes on through, and
Tanks
Andy
it.
actually tanks it to try and keep his position unknown. Wow, a swing from Cyber. Can't believe he managed to get the angle onto Hot and Cold's head. But the Blitz will sit out the rest of this round.
Now, where can they find the pick? They lost the main push, but there's a glass with those smoke grenades. They gotta find Handy first.
Handy.
He gets injured and confirmed by Gunner on the window.
And so FaZe will look to fall back. Cyber will be caught on his rotation
crawl
out
fast.
of there. He's surely going to die. I don't think Vidiking's going to be able to revive
see him?
Yeah, the drone spotted him as well. They're going to have to leave him for dead.
They're not gonna come for him. They actually could have gone in theory, but no, it's too risky.
I mean, they're still going to be able to confirm this kill sooner or later. There it is. The fire's come out from Gunner, who's copped 10 kills, by the way. He was the MVP way back in Manchester when he raised the trophy. And he's hungry for a second one.
Gunner is everywhere. I mean, he's on the roof 2 rounds in a row, and it's kind of, you know, it's kind of nice up here. Holding your angles, playing it nice and safe. He is the Capital with so much utility in pocket. It's very important he does not die early. It was hot and cold again. And the benefit here is the IGL is dead.
Oh.
You can now watch the cams, watch player perspectives, and call the shots right now. Souls with a great shot, though. Great flick takes down Gavin. We're back to even numbers.
The fact that Gav landed the first bullet and Sol still won the fight speaks volumes to the mechanics of this player. Vidiking waiting below blue stairs. Gunner is marching towards him, inching closer and closer.
It's a tough plant, it's a tough denial. 20 seconds, fire and smoke goes south. That's the last piece of user that M80 has.
Oh, this is risky. The glass will be able to peer through the
all
smoke.
down.
It's on Kino to go deep as Gunner will fall. Kino is the man that must cover, but Diffuser has fallen. And Kino needs to clutch. There's no time to get it done. Kino!
Surely not.
Don't be doing this to me. You can't give me hope like that and not convert. FaZe, oh, it's back and forth. They've once again tied 4 rounds apiece on Chalet. Neither team can edge their way forward.
That would have been a great clutch if that came through. The melee, the timing, the reaction, 2 seconds left that could have gotten you just 1 round closer to victory on the first map, but instead FaZe says, no, it's too soon. That would have been too easy. Let's tie it back up. Let's bounce back and forth and see what you really got. Pull, like, take you to the distance.
And again, it was fighting for every inch of that map. FaZe losing most of their bodies all the way over on the other side of the map, up in master bedroom and bathroom, on the retreat from the office flank. M80 are ready. Doesn't matter if FaZe are playing all over the map, M80 are ready to receive. And realistically, FaZe feel the need to get up in their face because of these trap bans.
Yeah.
Right, the LFN rear. You get rid of those, and it's open season on entries into the bomb site. You can rush at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
There's very few pieces of utility you can put there. We've seen a Legion teased out earlier. We saw a Malusi for one round. And this round, we'll see something even more infamous than all of the rest.
Oh, and a peek.
And a spawn peek. I mean, it helps. Maybe they can't enter the building if you just kill them before they even get towards it.
Oh, he's gonna turn the spawn peek Cyber earlier, and Cyber waiting for it, shutting it down. You flip that, and all of a sudden Gunner sprints on in. Not really too cautious.
Cyber says, you've hit 10 kills. I might do the same. Why don't you sit down for the rest of this round?
And the Clash. I mean, the thing is, this is a FaZe staple. They're a great Munty, a great Clash team. They love slowing down the game, you know, forcing your opponent to just change their playstyle. But they're gonna speed things up.
Bibi's gonna be dead as soon as the Clash sees him. Oh, wait, the nade comes through. Might push Vidiking back briefly. Actually takes a hell of a lot of damage, but that is both of the nades gone.
Yeah, what now?
On this roster, and I mean, Gunner, he died. So none of his nades will assist. Looks like Kino's tempted to actually rush the site. It's not gonna work. Surely not. Kino's a risk taker, but even this seems ballsy for him. The Souls has now taken down his teammate. FaZe are in control.
M80 lacking bodies. It's 1v1 right now, but there are many more players on the side of FaZe Clan. 5v3. Souls playing by the side. Goes down to Gavin with a bit of swing. The Clash goes for a flank. Has a bit of shield on their back. And you won't get stunned any longer.
Another player in the bomb side, though, and Cyber retaking that position means it's a very swift exit for M80. 2 rounds in a row for FaZe.
Ban the Clash. I hate to be that guy. It was 1 round, it was 1 instance, but I don't know, man. What do you do against the Clash? They toss nades at it, flashbangs, nothing works, right? If they want to simplify these engagements and they banned the Fenrir Ella already, you can talk about Mira, you can talk about Melusi, but like, come on. You know they're going to play the Clash, they can go basement.
And it's the last ban of the map. There's no second chances now.
There it is.
Watch the replays first before we dive too much into the bans. Because we know. You know, we used to do at events. We used to get the crowd. They started this out of nowhere. Oh, I missed that.
Well, we're showing
Maybe
replays.
we'll get it for map 2.
That's it, they're showing replays. How would they know?
I mean, I want to see Cyber's beautiful little sly grin after he's won that round. I want to see this as well. FaZe Clan jerseys in the arena here in Munich, and the reveal has come through. It's not just the Clash ban for M80, but FaZe actually getting rid of the glass.
Big fan of that as well, gotta say. You could have maybe argued like maybe a Ying or whatever, but that hasn't been the thing M80 have been wanting to play for. Because the issue with the Ying is kind of that you're blinding everyone around you, and if they play Warden, well, Warden can see all of your teammates. So only the Ying and Warden can fight 1 versus 1. And Glass, while it is kind of similar, nobody really gets disrupted by the smoke grenades. You can just walk around them, go somewhere else, whatever.
10 seconds left before insertion.
So I really like this. I think both teams understanding the win conditions from their opponents and playing into it so well. Now it comes down to a game of adaptations. Can you adapt to these new operative bands, this new environment, and this second half on this side?
An operator that I keep seeing making an appearance here on Chalet is the Azami. Both teams have been really loving it. It's created a lot of fortified positions. KDS is now playing on the mezzanine, and this is one of the most powerful spots on Chalet, but you need to land your shots.
It's one of those, you gotta be a gunner. Another Bravo on the board, like camera hacked. And you know, the funny thing is with the Bravo, you know, you hack a camera and it's like, okay, now defenders have to shoot their own utility because you've lost it, and I like the Twitch that just gets rid of it outright.
I mean, why not both? Walk in on us stars.
Either they don't shoot the camera and you can see them, or they do shoot it and they can't see you. It's a win-win, really. I like the Denaur here. It's obviously going to be a counter to the entries as a trap operator, and also it's a great counter shield play, which Hot and Cold was on earlier. Now on Dokkaebi instead. And M80 have gone a lot slower than before in this one.
But they have. I mean, they've got 2 special drone squads, so they can bide their time, peel away at the util, and then erupt with the Lion and the Dokkaebi, this universal utility that affects the whole map at once, every player from FaZe at once. The drone work as well. Getting plenty of info before they make their incision.
M80 still just holding those angles. They want 1 more pick before they advance aggressively. But this is meaning every second they don't get that pick is 1 less second to execute later on. And FaZe, they're playing very passive. Souls in the bathtub, Vidiking in master bedroom, KDS in piano. Missed opportunity, no, Gavin gets that kill to Cyber.
Cyber falling means that it's free real estate for Hot and Cold to take control of the library. KDS! What? Surely! How on earth does he win that fight against Gavin while detected outside? FaZe start to run away, but M80 restabilize. The pick on side for Hot and Cold. What are you doing, King? He's fallen off his throne and left Souls with everything to do for FaZe Clan as M80 look to tie the score once again. All they must do is lock in on this one player.
Planting.
The diffuser is being planted by Kino. Souls has absolutely no idea about it, and he's been caught in 4K. With the plant down, M80 can assume safe positions, and Souls needs to take fights one by one. Straight up onto the bed, he puts Kino to bed. There's 2 players on this rappel. One impact grenade is not going to help him here. He's not the Azami that would be able to plug up these angles.
Insane post plant. I mean, this should be unwinnable for Souls.
And so Hot and Cold and Gunner peak together. It's a perfect tandem for M80. And with that, we are tied again at the scoreline.
5-5. And it looks like FaZe will call a tactical timeout.
Pô, vamos fazer agora cozinha e bar, tá? Bar, na verdade, primeiro, depois cozinha não dá. Só que o bar, eu queria que a gente fizesse com as 2 reforçadas do CEO ali da suíte. Só que o Cyber pega uma Solis e o Randy tenta ficar peitando o Cyber. Então a gente vai ficar começando agressivo naquela parte do piano e tal, pensando em fazer uma caçada. E a gente vai, tipo, só jogar naquela área.
Tu quer que eu passe pra lá?
E o da cozinha, a gente pode fazer a mesma coisa, só que se a Clash e o Cyber jogando embaixo também, pra poder segurar um pouco lá a parte do Souls. Mas no caso, o Souls não fica jogando aquele roll de novo, pode jogar mais pela J mesmo e pegando o boneco de ID na parede.
Quer que eu pego mira do bar? Pra colocar mira bomba?
Pega a mira, por causa do... Tipo,
bora, guys, bora. Eu passo pato.
I don't speak Portuguese, and I'm really sad that I don't, but I will say very calm tactical timeout. And I saw a lot of hand waving from up and down, like Fabian saying, guys, calm down, relax. I feel like it comes down to communication. You need to have really clear comms to understand what is going on when the rounds are these fast-paced. FaZe, they are a championship winning roster. They can adapt to this environment, they can figure out the problem, and then just come out swinging and winning in short notice.
For FaZe, it's even more imperative that they win Chalet because next map up is Skyscraper, which M80 have chosen. FaZe haven't actually beaten an international team on Skyscraper in a very long time. So they really need to make their mark here. Now Snowy Haven. I love every tactical timeout that we get to hear the fans make a little bit of noise. We're actually seeing a little bit of light in the arena.
Coming out.
As Munich is lighting up for M80. Of course, in the tactical timeouts, we and our lovely viewers at home get to hear the coaches' communications in the arena. We've had to dull that down a little bit.
Yeah.
It's great to see the teams get involved, or the audience get involved regardless.
So keep those lights shining for M80. Show them the support that you want to give them for this very important upcoming round. One team with 1 round away from taking this map, and the other oh so far away.
And so who will claim map point first? One thing I know for certain is that as the players try to focus on their screens, they can't help but to notice the lights up in the arena, waving around them. It's time to lock in. Kino in the building. The Blitz again making an appearance. The Blitz has struggled to find an impact.
But it's been hot and cold in the past. Now it's Kino, the shield player. Once we memed upon saying, you know what? He's not cut for the Monty. He's not good enough. Kino has had a massive glow up from his personal side of things, performance-wise, operators, consistency. Right now, he has to be the mini IGL for his team, saying, guys, this area is clear, cover this angle. Okay, I need a drone here to check my left. The Blitz cannot expose himself to 2 separate angles because that crossfire will take him to the grave. So they're being very careful. But when you're being careful, you're being slow, and half the timer is gone.
I like this, the usage of the smoke to try and lock out these players inside of Office. And so the attention is given, but there's an ability to push through the smoke for Handy. After the battle phase, weather the storm. M80 now must just rely on Gavin and Hot and Cold to pick up the pieces of this tattered round.
That was everything though. No more Deimos trackers, no more Blitz shield on the entry, just a Candela in the pocket of Hot and Cold and some flashes and grenades. They have limited tools in their pockets. It's gonna come down to gunplay once more. If they can isolate and find one player of FaZe Clan, this becomes very winnable.
And Cyber's in an off angle. So if M80 are diligent, they should be able to get a freebie here. But if they are not, Cyber will put this round to bed. Gavin just looking for opportunities to peek these players on site. He needs to be careful because waiting inside of Fireplace, Cyber is there and he's on a heater today.
He has not moved yet. Verticality, FaZe actually fighting back.
Oh,
There's that off angle that you mentioned. Last Candela, he has to drop the hatch.
It's hot and cold or busts now as he drops down onto
He's
Vidic
in.
King, sees that mirror, but going up against the shotgun.
15.
Somehow wins the battle. He's got that diffuser, but he's going up against Cyber, who can see him at a distance.
They know where he is. They have a Valcam.
With the Solus, with the information from
the
the
impact.
Valcam, the impact grenade, surely damage done. It's a bait and switch for the king from Brazil. Cyber ushers in silence from the audience as FaZe propel themselves on a match point on Chalet.
That right there is the experience from FaZe Clan. And M80, they say, stop it right now. Let's call our attack timeout as well.
Yeah, they could pull out basement. I think the important part here is we need to get an IQ in because their information is what's fucking with us a lot as well. I think the Blitz play was fine, but we need to get rid of their information because right now they're kind of like giving it, they're extending out and then they're coming back, right? And they have information that we're running past without clearing it. So then they know exactly where we're coming at which
Let's
time.
take the extra step too. Like, how are these people hiding K9? Let's open up K9. Let's spread around the map. Then we execute. We're
Take the
literally going
basics.
one way again. Exactly what I said not to do.
Like a wave instead of fucking coming from multiple angles.
Yep.
So relax, reset that, and then get that information gone, and then we execute together on a 3-1.
I did open the window. I don't know if they rebarricaded it.
It was open.
It was
Just
barricaded.
sitting on it.
Oh, was it? I thought it was back. It
know,
doesn't matter.
it's fine,
But let's get this
whatever.
fucking done, guys.
Let's go,
Relax,
Blitz. Come on,
compose your
come
shit.
on, come on.
All right, so first of all, Fabian, very, very calm. There's two types of Fabian in this world. There's the disappointed father. What are you doing? You know how to do better. Come on. And there is the guys. Okay, listen, what you're doing is really great. What I want to see, this is what he said. I want to see us to take away their information. We got to bring the IQ. I know it sucks, but we got to do it. Secondly, we got to push together from the same side. Be one big wave pushing together, not coming from all these different directions. Gunnar tuned in. He said, guys, let's take the extra step. Open up all the windows, the phantom pressure, and let's just take it a little bit slower. Because right now we're losing to people hiding in corners.
And on top of all of that, after he'd given his strategic knowledge to the team, Fabian said, well, and lastly, chill out and lock in. Calm. When water is lapping at the door, M80, they just need to remember it's just the same as every other round.
That's it.
And there's no reason whatsoever why this next one couldn't be the one that sends them to overtime.
They've scouted out the operators from FaZe Clan in the prep phase, and they saw this time there is no info up, so that's why the IQ has not been shown. They didn't see the Valkyrie because there isn't one, so they're gonna get a little bit more utility. This is why the IQ kind of sucks to play sometimes. It means one primary gadget that is solely there to counter very niche operators. Operators like your Twitch and your Bravo, your Line, your Heartbreach, they work for every single round and every single circumstance because there's always something to do with them. So that's why you gotta use those couple of drones very early. But by losing drones early on, you have less drones for later. And if M80 wants to slow the game down and check all those corners, it's gonna come down to the drone counter. And that's where Cyber on the Solus can change everything right now. His scanner is drained the entirety of the first 50 seconds here. He's looking for drones. He's looking for intel. He wants to make M80 walk through this map blinded.
Oh, that's awkward. Barely exposing himself, Diffuser still will die on that balcony. Soul threading the needle as Gavin intends to do as well. He's just waiting for an opportunity to be gifted to him. Handy will not. However, from down below, Cyber is so tempted. It was a two-timing play from FaZe as they figured out the way to play this safe aggression on defense.
FaZe will aggress if the statistics back it up. They're not gonna take anything worse than a 50-50. Handy just peeking for information. They know Gavin is probably on that balcony or on the roof. Here comes the backstab from Hot and Cold down in the bar hallway. He's got the right read.
Hot and cold. As cold as ever. Into the 4v4 M80. Have a lifeline. What do they do with it?
Breathe, boys. Both teams right now. Don't get too hectic. Start screaming your callouts. Keep it cool, calm, and collected. KDS got the mirror window, but no camera. Twitch cleared that earlier on, so this is FaZe Clan. Lack of information and a blind spot that M80 can abuse, but he pulls forward.
This is aggressive, but Gavin might be able to march forward and take down KDS inside a mezzanine. KDS is repositioned,
He knows.
and the game sense, it's perfect. Gunner and Kino now in a desperate situation. KDS trades back to Force Wall, and it is a monumental round from the individual as FaZe push M80 into the depths. The first round is in the books. Chalet is won by the Brazilians.
Vidiking, Cyber, KDS, goddamn FaZe, all of them. They were so ready individually, and they got the job done on map 1.
And if there's a way for M80 to survive, it must happen on Skyscraper after this.
what was the plan behind picking a map that they have a record 6-0 now, 6-1?
I think in the region of Brazil, Chalet is a very good map, so we think we are very strong in this map. So when we play against North America, we find it very easy to play against them, and that's the plan.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for FaZe's KDS, and of course to one of our own, Maria Bonino, for helping us out with the interview. We get some insight from FaZe before we start off with this game. However, if we look back at Chalet, the whole time, FaZe and M80 are back and forth, neck and neck, until what happens? FaZe regain that confidence and lock it in.
Yeah, it was a very good game plan from the get-go. I mean, especially when you look at round 2, this was such a good fight back from M80, bringing it back to a man advantage. But what you would see as this round would continue is FaZe would start to slow down, and this is where M80 would then get over-aggressive, and then they would lose out on the round. And then we fast forward into round 3, where again, this is a scenario where FaZe just take complete control of the round, shutting out all of the side of M80 from even getting a grasp into the site, into the round. And this round in particular, it was such a good read from Vidiking, using the drone to realize nobody was on site, to go for that execute, play with the post plant, and he does it beautifully. And then it carries into Cyber.
And we talked about it all day, yeah, Cyber, the man that we wanted to see unleash, and that's exactly what we saw. We saw him on the Deimos, we saw him on the Brava. He was playing a lot more proactive operators that can amplify the way that he wants to hunt. Specifically in the 1v1, the Solus, which was causing a little bit of problems to the Falcons. We now saw him bring it back out on Chalet against M80, and he was consistently just shutting down the drone information, shutting down in the 1v1s, and he really looked like the Cyber from SI that we wanted to see in this final match.
Yeah, and this is what we were saying, you know, playing those operators that is only going to amplify that sort of rat play style, get those opening engagements going in your favor. And clearly, when you're looking at those opening engagements going 4-0 in this series, this is what we need from this type of FaZe, let alone this type of Cyber.
Because on paper, M80 were doing everything perfectly to counter FaZe, and yet that confidence really went out at the end of the day. But that is still only map number 1 in this series. We'll take a quick break. When we get back, we'll set you up for our second one. M80 on the back foot. Can they bring it back and take it into map 3? We'll find out after this.
Taking it minute by minute, becoming the hero I came to become. Knowing I do what I do when I do it, I ain't gonna stop till it's done. Can never fool me, I got all it takes. I'm gonna stick to my guns, never be losing my cool. I'ma stay where I am when the rest of them run. I'ma burn it to the ground like a flamethrower. I'm addicted to the buzz like a chain smoker. Keeping the pace of the race, I'ma chase who I am. I've been blowing the horn. I see the infinite possibilities, cause I'm in the eye of the storm.
I can see what's in front of me. I can no longer feel a thing. I can see what's in front of me.
It's been a couple hours since you had the last game. How do you manage to keep the energy high among the team for this moment?
Eu não precisei de fazer muita coisa porque o time está muito hypado, então é a emoção que a gente está vivendo aqui agora e é isso. O time já está empolgado, o time.
I didn't do much. I didn't need to because they are very hyped. They are really happy just to be here, so didn't do much. 2 best-of-3s in one day. How do you prep your team to not be mentally tired and commit like silly mistakes at this game?
I mean, they practice more than these maps every single day, so they should be normally used to that. Of course, a match day is more adrenaline pumped, but in the end, it's me and Pedro and another guy that we're not going to use a name for. We're prepping all night. I mean, I was up to 5:30 this morning preparing because either we're playing FaZe or we're playing Falcons after wildcards, so it's just a normal day at the office. It's just the way it is.
Preparation is key for victory to make it into the grand final and face off against Team Falcons, but M80 are on the back foot. Skyscraper's map 2. Back in the day, this was an NA stronghold, but how can M80 bring this one back?
They need to figure out what's going wrong with the shields. The 2 rounds that they brought it, they found no success. So if they can figure that out, then the key to M80, what won them the game against Wildcard, can win it for them here.
And on the opposite side for FaZe, if they want to continue their dominance here, close it out in 2-0 series, they need to look exactly where those shields were oppressive on their attacking side and get rid of them so they can have a comfortable defense.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Munich one more time. Let's see if M80 can bring this one back. We'll send it to our casters to kick off Skyscraper.
Thank you very much to everyone here in Munich, because it just wouldn't be the same.
No, it would not.
Watching M80 and FaZe go head-to-head without a hero and a villain. And we know when we come to Europe that Brazil will always fill the shoes of the villain. Once upon a time, Fabian held that role. Now, he is M80's hero in front of the European crowd.
And the thing about Fabian now is that he makes it about not himself. He doesn't walk out with the players, he barely does interviews. It's always about making the players shine and they own that stage and give them that spotlight. And when you're a veteran, I mean, all eyes, the stories, it's gonna be about Fabian. I think it's very important and valuable that he gives these players that kind of pressure, because one day it will happen and you gotta be used to it. You cannot crumble when it matters the most.
That's right. And he did say, of course, yes, it's been a long day by official match day terms, playing back-to-back best-of-3 series. After taking down Wildcard earlier today, they are resurged with a new vengeance to get revenge on the only team that has actually beaten them here in Munich, being FaZe Clan. However, they're gonna have to do it from one map in deficit. So how do M80 step up on Skyscraper?
That's the big question. I kind of like what the Des spoke about, get the shields together on the attacking side, because the blitz was massively unsuccessful when it came to the attacking side of Chalet. So getting that onto the board, that's going to be great, but they will start on the attacking side of Skyscraper. Statistically, you never want to be there.
That's right, and FaZe, look, they're a good team on Skyscraper here. They have played it already at the tournament against CAG. They won, and then they've also played plenty against other teams at previous events. They even beat Virtus Pro back at the last international event at Reload. But of course, M80, they picked this map for a very good reason. They are undefeated in the last 6 months right here. They played it plenty during the North American League, and guess what? 3 of those results were 7-0 dominations.
Okay.
2 of them when M80 started on the attacking side and won 6 attacks in a row, only to clean sweep with capping it off with a defensive round.
So there is a chance, is what you're saying.
I'm telling you, there's not just a chance. I'm telling you right now that if I had any stake in this, I'd be selling you that we're going to Clubhouse.
And that's where I gotta say, Clubhouse is my personal favorite map, and I think between 2 strategical and adaptive teams like M80 and FaZe Clan, it's a map we deserve. We need to watch it. I want to see what happens there, but when Maria asked Fabian, playing 2 BO3s here on stage back-to-back, he was being very modest, very humble, saying, oh, another day in the office. Of course, it's harder, but let me tell you, it is exhausting to play on stage. The adrenaline, playing at 110%, you're overstimulated the entire time, and after just 1 BO3, your body's gonna be hurting, like literally in physically pain. You then get 40 to 60 minutes break, and you go again. It's not just out in the office.
That's right.
This is one of the hardest things M80 will ever do in their careers.
Very different to a long day of scrims. You have to stand here on the stage, sit down before your PC, before plenty of people cheering for or against you, and have the wherewithal to go again and again. After round by round, you're throwing everything you've got at it. Mentally, it's fatiguing. There was a moment there where we thought M80 could have pushed overtime, and yet they didn't. They have to GG go next. FaZe, in contrast, I mean, they've been to 22 S-tier events. 22 between 6 invitationals, Pro League finals back in the day, and of course majors like we are at today. And it really is literally another day in the office for the Brazilians. Even Rafa Del's decided it's time to cross his legs and sit down, because Cyber is ready to deliver a sermon. 7-5 on the first map, and looking now at Skyscraper.
Yeah. We're seeing Fabian is already standing, still ready, prepared, but a little bit of a headset situation happening right now. Switching a cable, perhaps. We're back in the server in no time, I'm sure. Right now, for M80, what they've been talking about, likely, in that small break, was just reset, communication, follow the paper, do what we know, because they have such good prep work going into these kinds of games. I saw Fabian earlier after a week against Wildcard, and I could not have been prouder, watching from afar, wishing I was by his side, but still his biggest fan from afar.
So, we're actually going to play a little bit of a game while we get ready for you guys. We've got some player stats here.
Okay.
Because these players on both these teams, they're gunners, right? But
sure.
Some of them have had quiet tournaments. We want to see how much that we've been paying attention. So our production team are going to be testing us. Say stop when we're watching the player that this stat is for.
From FaZe Clan, yeah?
Yeah, so we're looking at the FaZe Clan stats. So 11 kills to 10 deaths. Is it Cyber?
I'm taking Cyber.
We're taking Cyber. Oh. Is it Vita? Is it Vita King? Yo, we're saying stop on Cyber?
I said stop on Cyber.
All right, so can we go back, production? Can we look at Cyber? Is this the stats?
I'm locking it in.
For Cyber, we're locking this one in. 10 out of 10 times, I'm trusting you on this pick.
Oh, I tagged. I didn't see the operators, actually. I trolled.
You trolled?
I think I trolled.
Who do you think this is?
No, it's fine. I'm sticking it.
All right, we're committing Cyber. Are we right? No, we are wrong.
Yeah, I was going to say the operators troll.
Played the Brava and the Denari.
I just looked at the 11-10 scoreline. I was like, that's Cyber.
Damn. I love the way that Cyber is staring into my soul right now.
Ready.
All right, we'll say stop for Striker and Warden, 67% KOST. Is this Souls, I'm wondering?
I think it's Vita King.
Well, we're looking at Vita King now. Are we locking that in?
I'm so bad at this.
I think this is not Vita King. There's no way. Oh, we already passed KDS, so...
Yes?
Well, let's
I should have paid more attention.
Let's go through the full rotation. Let's get a look at every one of these FaZe players' faces before we decide. I'm feeling Souls at the moment.
Who plays the recruit? Wait, look over there real quick. He's spinning the operator.
It could be someone that we've passed, apparently.
You say stop, I'm out of this.
Oh no, what?
Right. Oh, yeah, I'll take
you can't abandon me?
No, what do you think?
All right, can we go back to KDS, please?
So you're now taking my
No, I'm taking your guess.
Okay,
all right, we're locking in KDS. I am saying stop, formally. Yeah, well done.
Yeah, okay.
Big dog me, Pengu.
Big dog.
Big dog me. Ready?
No, I don't.
No? That was a very disappointed big dog from you.
Disappointing myself with that one.
Well, you should know better.
Yes, that's the point.
You're here. You're the one that's meant to know what we're talking about. I'm just the pretty face. And even at that, sometimes...
Sometimes? Nah, you're a pretty face.
I love watching what the players do when we just have to sit back and wait for the game to be ready. You can really kind of read into
different ways to go about it.
Yeah, I mean, Cyber, he just leans back and relaxes. I think Hot and Cold is counting how many hairs are on his knuckles at the moment. He's actually got some sick tats. I love that.
I think it's Gavin who's just spinning his operator in the operator screen. He's literally just sitting there, just spinning.
Can we see that?
Look behind you. You can see it from where you're sitting. Like, look, he's just
oh my
spinning
God.
the operator. That's all he's doing.
I don't know if our cam can look at this poor lad, but he is literally just hard spinning the operator in the operator menu right now.
Oh, he's stopped.
He stopped. We have the whole admin team out there as well. Here's Gavin. Innocent face, but you wouldn't believe what's going on that screen right now.
He's still spinning.
Oh.
Well, now when you're sitting here, you can't talk to your teammates. All you see all the players kind of sitting there silently, but you can think ahead. And it gives you arguably almost more prep time for both teams evenly. The things you just spoke about, the things that you want to do, any final reminders that came to mind. Fabian's headset on is a good sign, though.
It's a good sign. I think we're getting close. Now, Nick, how good would you say you are at Rainbow Six Siege? Do you think you know the game pretty well?
No.
You think you know these players pretty well?
No, clearly not.
Clearly not. Well, maybe you want a chance at redemption. Let's have a look at M80. We've got the stats. We're not showing you EPS. 7 and 9 for the KD. 0 and 3 on entry.
Hot and
Nomad
cold.
and Mute.
Hot and cold.
Hot and cold.
Hot and cold.
Here we have
I'm saying stop.
Are we saying stop?
I'm saying stop.
We're locking in a stop on hot and cold.
Yeah.
Oh, hot and cold. Well done.
I'm so back, baby. Let's go.
Ladies and gents, he is back.
He was 0-3 in intro and playing Nomad. I was like, that's my guy. That's hot and cold.
I know people like to call you Pengu. Some people call you Nick. Some people call you Nicholas. I think like you need a more kind of name. Like the something. Like, KZ, he's the lion, right? Because he's got that huge lion tattoo.
The penguin?
No, that's not.
That's not it.
Pengu, I feel like we can shorten that. I think we can give you a new nickname.
Goo?
How about the Goo?
The Goo.
The big Goo.
I am the big Goo.
He's the big Goo. He's in the house. Okay. He's ready to
my
goo
name
it
used
up.
to be longer. It was Blue Penguin.
Yes.
Penta-Blue Penguin. It was so long, in fact, that the Ubisoft Connect launcher could not contain that many letters, so I literally had to shorten it. And it was going to be Penta Blue or Penta Pengu. That's how it came to be. Because Penta Pengu just kind of rolled off the tongue.
Can you imagine the alternate reality where you were called Blue?
The color.
Would have been far too confusing. But thankfully, guys, we're getting straight into the game, and it's all blue on the social prediction. M80 has won the hearts and minds of the Rainbow Six community today. But FaZe have won the first map. And so it's the chance now for the North Americans, helmed by Fabian, to make a comeback here on Sky. They've dipped their toes in the water. Now it's time to find out if M80 can swim up against FaZe Clan. They take them to Skyscraper. On the attacking side, we test their mettle as the Brazilians are poised to set themselves up for a rematch against Falcons in the grand final if they can get it done in 2 maps.
So swim or drown is all it comes down to. The Monty, the Kaid move from action, of course. Getting past those reinforced walls, it can be very difficult on this map, so I think Kaid Bandit Ban makes a ton of sense here to me to ensure that M80 can get the first step done and not be locked down from entering the building, because that can be quite difficult here. And it's going to be another pocket bandit from the side of FaZe Clan, the Monty and then the Glass, because they saw how effective that was on Chalet.
I like it from FaZe. And what else I like is that straight up, round 1, Vidaking has locked in the clash. Now, we know Fabian. We know him too well. And we heard what he said against Wildcard in the tactical timeout for M80. He said, guys, every single strat that they are doing is on that piece of paper.
Yeah.
So trust us. Trust the analyst team. Trust your coaches. And go and get the job done. How much research have they done into FaZe's Skyscraper? We're about to find out.
Surely enough. I mean, I said it on Chalet, Vidaking is known to be that kind of clash player, and they played a 1 round on Chalet, then it was target ban. So the fact they've left it open just goes to show they don't think it's a bigger problem than the Walter 9 operators. Maybe perhaps they're fearing a Maverick ban, because then they would be in deep waters. So now that they need to go up against the clash, they know it. They got Nomad, they got Capital, they got Gridlock, which can do a bit of damage. You toss it behind her as she walks through those Gridlock stingers. But at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to execution together. Can M80 force good gunfights? Can they clear utility? And can they take this map and pick it apart step by step?
M80 have already played Skyscraper earlier today. If you cast your mind back to that wildcard matchup, it was tough. It was challenging. Against the North American rivals, it was back and forth. And yet, they gritted their teeth. And with white knuckles, they got across the line. Now they must do the same as they form up outside on this attacking side. Gav looking to open up this wall from Geisha, but Handy will swiftly deny that with the impacts.
Looking for that rappel angle, a tiny gap above the keeper. This looks almost like when FaZe were attacking on Chalet, where they're just out of the building, holding passive angles, wanting the defenders to make the first move, but this is M80's playstyle right now themselves. FaZe Clan will sit back, use the mirror, use the Asame, and use the clash to get information before they start moving into bad positions. M80, again, they had to work so hard for every small area of this map.
Oh. But Kino, he starts things off, almost loses his life in response as FaZe quickly spring back into action. Souls has claimed 1 and Cyber's gone for a run out, misses his opportunity, but gets away with his life. Equalized, for FaZe, as M80 have not gained the ground that they were looking for.
I feel like this is still good for FaZe. Gonna find another though. That's gonna make it a little bit better for M80. The reason why I said it's good for FaZe Clans, they have, you know, a lot of bodies inside the building. M80 mostly on the exterior still, and they only have 70 seconds to work with, and that clash is gonna come into a play in not too long.
FaZe still have that clash, but it's a double-edged sword. How much does she want to hold on to that shield and remove one gun from FaZe? Gunner's Nomad is one of the perfect operators to counter it. Diffuser makes his way forward, he spots the clash.
Now they know. The jig is up, the backstab has been exposed, the Dugby call has to come through soon, and a 3-2-1 execute. M80 has to try and overwhelm the bomb site and try and circumvent the clash and almost ignoring the operator.
A good mirror window for FaZe. Inside a T room, Vidiking is trying to enable this peek from KDS, who still has that mirror window. What a shot from KDS! Gav falls, and now the response from Gunner as he marches into T room. KDS will be backstabbed. Diffuser has entered the building, and he's looking to give FaZe a very quick exit. It's 3 for the big man. 3 kills for him in the round for M80.
And a perfect counterplay towards the clash. They ran around the operator, ignoring that shield, ignoring the fact that they can't take the operator down at all. Fire out from camera down, Clash walks away. Okay, guys, what do I do? Let's kill everyone else but the Clash and leave them up as the last remaining operator on the board. It's thanks to Kino getting that opening kill. FaZe, I'm not sure if they got impatient, but 2 players died, running from one area to the other, just caught in the crossfire. Great push from Diffuser, the aggression, the confidence. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's beautiful.
For Diffuser, it is personal, as it is for most of this M80 roster. Back at the 6th Invitational in Boston, on the unwanted team, 4 of these players were knocked from the tournament by FaZe Clan, the eventual champions. M80 have their shot at revenge. And starting Skyscraper with an attacking side win is a very favorable omen.
10 seconds left.
Every single round matters so much. And I mean, if you go 2 and 4,
job done.
You can start smiling.
Take a bow.
Yeah, whoop. We got 2 attacking rounds. Way. No surprise though. Vidiking once again on the clash. Gonna be unstable because it is that good. Cyber though unleashed on the Vigil. No Busty. He ain't no Mr. Bay from Wildcard. He was owning every single gunfight with that Busty. ACOG in hand. Cyber instead wants to get active. KDS on the Yella. This feels like FaZe was to take the fight to M80, whereas in that previous round, they were a bit more patient.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a good way to play. But with M80's blitz, M80 do have the opportunity to dictate the pace, and if they want to go fast, there's nothing stopping them from doing so. Perhaps an Elamine inside of the site. I like that Kino is being diligent. He's checking on all these windows. KDS still has an Elamine in pocket if he wants to use that late round. That could just completely nullify Kino.
The issue is the clash. It's not far away, playing by mini bar. So the second Blitz jumps in, the Clash shows up, Blitz is going to die. I want to see right here the bot getting into the action first. Destroy the floor, try and just apply a bit of pressure, and then you can do a 3-2 on countdown and double jump in the window.
Default is up, dude.
But you gotta give the Diffuser a little bit of time to work with right now. Try and drone for him, give him that information that he needs. Clash gonna walk out single one, get spotted. This could be the sign though for M80. Now they know where Clash is. They could go for an execute if they really want to.
That's what Gunner's looking to do. Puts down that air jab, it will be shot though. Vidiking can go and recollect that shield.
They're
in for a brief moment. Kino immediately jumps straight back out again.
Oh,
that's a bait and a half. That's not good news if you're a Brazilian fan. Cyber's been team killed. M80 numbers advantage thanks to a plunder from their opponents. Their backstab will fall. Not enough information with no drones left on the board. Diffuser goes down early, and Kino has to take matters into his own hands. He's up in their face, but Andy stands tall. Gunner has to live up to the name, but he is quickly put down. Awaiting a fist bump. Handy has owned M80.
A good try from M80, but a perfect response from FaZe. Not moving too much, holding down those angles and denying the push in. They're just kind of playing their corners and establishing those crossfires. FaZe, they need to take the gunfight. Just hold your angle, M80 will show up. Press left click, they'll get those kills right here, like a turret on the side. Not sure what Andy was down about there. He's trolling.
Yeah, oh well. He was trolling and then he decided to make up for it by killing everybody on the opposing team. So we'll go easy on him this time around.
I mean, he just shoots what moves, right? That's what it is.
Well, we know the answer now. Will M80 get 4 7-0s on Skyscraper? No.
No.
No, they won't do that. That would have been a little silly.
Wishful thinking.
Very wishful. Still, there's no cause for concern yet. If you're a fan of M80, 1 round in the first 2, that's a pretty damn good ratio on your attacking side. It's all about momentum now. It's all about making sure they don't let FaZe build it and run away with it.
Yeah. I just feel like FaZe, they have so much depth here. Like they're forcing the clash. This was like they're over forcing it. They want it to get banned away.
Exactly.
To enable their quote-unquote real strategy. And right now, with the way the rounds are going, I feel like M80 have no choice but to ban the clash unless this round varies from the previous 2. But then the question comes to me, FaZe Clan, what are they going to be doing differently? We'll find out later. For now, it's going to be that kitchen and barbecue tertiary bomb site. Heavy focus on playing above the side, use the verticality, get the castle barricades, or close up some angles for information, and then try and hold the other ones.
Between the castle, the clash, and the Azami, I really feel like FaZe are safe as houses on what is otherwise a very exposed bomb site. This kitchen barbecue bomb site, very awkward sometimes because you have to contest so much map control.
Yeah.
Bit easy to do that when you can put up these bulletproof panels around the place, telegraphs the attacker's push, when you can have Clash waiting to receive. Kino and the Blackbeard, bit of a pivot from the Blitz.
2 of the 3 air jabs placed outside to just ensure this balcony is safe. 1 on the window jump out by Dragon, 1 here on the door that Clash is looking at. Now, I mean, what are you gonna do here? Naded, she's gonna pick up the shield and walk away. Air jab's gonna pick up the shield, walk away. They don't have any direct counters, no Kali, no Sophia, instant explosion. And as long as Vidiking is here, it might not seem like a lot of value. But he's saying, guys, Black Balcony is completely clear, by the way. Don't worry about this area at all.
Uh-oh. Cyber's been very quiet today.
Pick it up
on Skyscraper.
Walk away.
Very nice from the Wamai. At least Cyber from the Grave can assist his team. Vidiking's trying to suss out a little bit more information, but there is an air jab. He will not be baited into it. Not just yet. KDS is not far from him as well. It's been quite a standoff upstairs.
I mean, he's taken 2 players full attention, but the back's a distraction game, actually, with a red ping as well. If they find this kill, chaos in the server.
Oh, well. Hold the phone, because Hot and Cold is breaching his way into the bomb site. Gunner up for a backstab. Might just find KDS. The castle will fall. 1 tower at a time. It dissipates, and what was a fortress for FaZe is now M80's domain. 1v5 for Handy. Certainly not going to happen. The plant is down. The North Americans have their 2nd attack round on Skyscraper. Despite Handy's best efforts, he cannot stand up to the might of M80.
FaZe Clan did not know where the entry was coming from, where that pressure was applied. There's a good little rats play from M80. I mean, perfect gap finding. Just big distraction upstairs. 2 people looking at the clash, and yet they still get people in the bomb site. Entry successful. Plant goes down. Flawless at that. And now I am curious, will it be, the clash ban? Will they leave it open? Because I feel like you have to respect it. There it goes. And same as Chalet. Grim ban, clash ban.
Yeah. A lot of respect for the Grim ban as they take their tactical timeout.
Só que, sabe, você pegava bagulho de quebrar a parede, Souls. E, sabe, pega uma Valk, tenta só reforçar a gauge pra ficar escondidinho ali, e depois taca umas câmeras embaixo pra precisar de retake.
O cara ele fica parado lá no sushi, olhando
pra cá. No campo da cozinha, eu acho que vale a pena a gente sim ainda continuar rodando a madeira. Só que a gente pode pegar os bonecos um pouco melhor pra rodar lá. Então, tipo, pega um... Agora pode ser uma Ing lá variando, tá ligado? Então pega um Ward lá pra rodar a madeira.
Eu acho que eu posso fazer o Amai lá, velho.
E não coloca aquele reforço, Souls, lá da cozinha, porque esse cara embalar, o cara que tomate ele. Da cozinha não, do sushi, isso. Exato, prioriza o TC4 pra poder fazer lá pra fora do mapa o KD. Da porta ali, tenta dar o strafezinho lá e leva uma cipala pra fora.
Vou pegar a mute aqui, serve, botar pra nós lá. Aqui vai dar madeira.
Yeah, sadly I don't have a clue, but I have no idea.
I thought you were on your phone learning Portuguese.
Yeah, I was taking a quick little lesson, little 60-second crash course.
Little Duolingo. One thing I did notice in the crowd there was one of my favorite signs I've seen so far.
No.
I don't care who wins, I just want FaZe to lose. think we might have a little bit of support for that here in Munich. Of course, a European home crowd team will await the winner of this in our grand final. But if M80 makes their way there, it feels fitting to have Fabian vying to give a title to North America.
Maybe he's gonna feel pity for Europe and say, you know what, guys, we're gonna surrender this one. You know, give it up for the homeboys, you know?
You might remember this better than me, but once upon a time, Fabian used to boast that he has never lost to NA.
Well, that's not true anymore.
No, it's not true anymore. Now he's become NA.
Yeah, yes. Become what you hate. Will devour you.
What do they say? You, something, you die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain?
That's it. That's exactly it. Right on it. Now for Falcons, I mean, how many grand finals have they been in for the BDS and Falcons and lost? You know, surely they don't lose that 5th, 6th time or whatever, right? One of those.
There's been a few grand finals. Of course, like we said earlier, the last time we came to Germany for Rainbow Six event, FaZe lost it on map 5 to Rogue to crown a German champion.
On Clubhouse, bar bomb side. That's the spiciest thing.
Iconic.
They could pick almost any side of their choosing and they go bar, the least played, the least liked on the overtime match point.
An 18-year-old Spoit winning his first ever major just months after playing his first Pro League game. Oh, how times have changed. Kino, well, talk about champions. He's the only one in the server who has not played in a grand final nor raised a major trophy.
He'll get that first kill and put M80 in a great spot. This is twice now that Handy has died inside of Geisha, going for an aggro swing, or Handy rather, sorry. Doesn't need to. It's one of those choices though. FaZe Clan, they want to bring the fire to M80. Let's see.
We have a translation of the FaZe tactical timeout courtesy of Maria. Maria, what do the Brazilians have to say?
Hello. So he said, Cyber, take Volk and try to reinforce Geisha and put some cameras below. If we need to do retake, let's bring Blood in because they will probably bring Wing and don't reinforce Sushi. That was all.
Thank you very much, Maria. Well, I think you said it in perfect timing as it played out before our very eyes. Cyber tried to contest Office, as was dictated by Raffadel, their coach. However, he does fall, and M80 win the roaming exchange.
That they do, but the fight doesn't stop here. James Hunko goes down. Kino HP in the shocker from far away does not find the kill. Kino with 2 kills so far in this one. 45 seconds is anybody's round, but M80 now start for information. No real drones left in pocket. Gotta check every corner, every area. Mind you, on Chalet, they lost to players hiding in those corners. Sound cue, perfect. Gunner now also on low HP.
Good read from KDS.
Device planted.
The Warden and the Smoke, 2 perfect operators, assisted by some information, courtesy of the Valkyrie. It spelled success for FaZe on Chalet, and M80 know it. Do they have the info? A spray through the smoke, and the second kill! Do my eyes deceive me? Have M80 just won a 3rd attacking round on Skyscraper?
3-1, and looking confident as ever. And it all boils down again to the opening kills. They get that 5v4 time and time again and can brute force those fights late into the round. And I'm not gonna lie, with the Clash being banned away, I thought the tag timeout would be heavily centered around, okay guys, they did ban the Clash. This is gonna be the game plan, let's play this way. But from what Maria was saying, it seemed very kind of like surface level. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Just, obviously there's a ton of trust here from the coaching staff of FaZe. The players know what to do. But it was very specific. Don't reinforce this wall, reinforce that wall, play the Valkyrie, retake whatever aggression. They must have a deeper plan that all the players are aware of before this match started.
And yet it still caused for concern if FaZe 1-2 down very early on, by the way, to take a tactical timeout. They use it. You only get 1. That's done for the map. No more Raffadel, aside from in the operator bans.
5 seconds to go.
They call the strat, and they lose the round. Yeah, well, in theory, but at this rate, I'm not sure M80 will need their tactical timeout. They are looking locked in. They have the read on FaZe. They've exceeded par for the course, attacking Skyscraper. Even if they don't win another round on this half, they should be comfortable to take it in regulation come the second.
Big change up though. Kino on the blitz. Again, they tried that on Chalet. Not the most successful, but they had a good idea with a jump out aggression again. This time, no swing in the window, jump straight outside, take down Gunner, a very valuable attacking operator on the Capital, and M80 now on the back foot, have to play the round 4v5. It might be time for plan B, which might get funky. Take that risk, because right now, if you play out this round in a normal fashion, losing that Capital, losing Gunner, I don't know if M80 have the manpower to actually get this one done.
And this is where M80 really are tested. Like you say, they can't do the ordinary. We have to do something risky. We have to do something crazy, something unexpected, unpredictable. But now the Clash is removed from play, it's easy to do that, right? Kino has fewer obstacles that impede him. It's just going to be things like the Warden, the Ella. I think those are his biggest obstacles. Potentially a mute if he's unlucky with the placement. That will jam his shield from activating the flashes. But Hot and Cold, he's got to call the shots here. And briefly, he sees the head of Handy inside a T room. Is M80 to shore up this map control.
A lot of potential angle here to watch for Hot and Cold. If he finds the right one, the right time, he might get a freebie. The C4 tossed down, takes Kino and Blitz down to less than half, and he's now inside a Geisha, instantly injured. And C4 gets the inside player and the outside. Bye-bye M80. Hot and Cold on the window rappel. He might be good for a single kill, maybe, but that's all he can get.
5v1 for FaZe, Hot and Cold watering on the window. It's about to be lights out.
Yep, not even.
And Vita King confirms it. They might have lost the first round after the tactical pause, but FaZe are back up again. A second round of defense. Time to close the half at an even scoreline. If the Brazilians have anything to say about it.
Such good aggression is all right. They basically say, okay, M80 when I get in the building, let's just stop them from doing that. Jump out Geisha, get the first pick, fall back and just hold the jump-ins. Again, force them into a really bad position. And it was beautiful right here. C4, pre-rip, goes out, the crossfire with Vidiking, double kill on the C4, and then the final 5v1. Let's just bring that player as well.
No fear. Stalwart in the face of an entry, in the face of the smokes and the blitz. No fear for FaZe. They could be down 0-6 and they would still fight like hell for a chance to return to a major grand final.
This right here is a FaZe/Brazil classic. One of the only regions and only teams in the world to play the master bedroom bomb site. So many teams from Europe and North America, they've tried it and it never seems to work. Somehow FaZe just has this more figured out than anybody else. And on the final round of defense here in the first half at least, they were gonna go for it. On paper, it's risky, but if you're FaZe Clan, it's the perfect play to opt for because M80 are gonna have way less practice going into this.
And it's so scary because there's a window that jumps straight into the closet, which is right, pardon me, on the verge of the bomb site. You have a door on the other side, which is just meters away from the bomb site. So FaZe have to be careful. They have to make sure that they have control of the top floor so they don't have vertical against them. They also have to make sure that they're close enough on site that they're not vulnerable to a rush. But instead, M80 do quite the opposite. With two shields and a Finker in their lineup, they look for map control.
How do you counter aggression? With more aggression, double shield, finger stim in the building. They can do the roam clear, they can do the entry, but once again, they have to just do it and work together. If FaZe want to go for these kind of jump outs and aggro swings, have two guns faced in one direction, make that gunfight a 2v1, you're guaranteed to win it, and you can keep progressing the map. For M80, it's important to just make continuous small progress right now and don't stop stalling out in any particular area. FaZe are playing relatively passive on only one half of the map. The line is right here by Drum and Dragon. When they go past this area, they're going to be met by FaZe, but look at this IQ, finding both Val camps and tons of information.
It's what Fabian talked about in map 1. FaZe were farming with that info from the Valkyrie. And so the IQ comes out and counters it perfectly. Diffuser's already found at least 2 of those 3 Valkyrie cameras. And M80 themselves have plenty of info. The shields can relatively safely march their way on forward, and the guns will come to life. It's a wave of orange in the kill feed as FaZe desperately look for a way to hold on. Handy, the tip of the spear, but Gavin swipes him down. Eliminated from the Sova, leaving Souls and KDS in desperate measures. Knocked onto his backside, eliminated by Hot and Cold. KDS 1v4. There's no way in hell this is happening. M80's about to win the half outright. A 4-2 split is on the horizon. All they have to do is keep sailing onwards. KDS has been spotted. He has been swept overboard. M80 are well on their path to a third map.
Conviction in that one. Gavin behind the shield finds kill after kill after kill. The perfect timing and communication made it locked in the hardest they possibly could. They get the 4-2. The job on the first half is certainly done because they beat expectations. 4-2 on the attacking side. So few teams will pick Skyscraper knowing that they're gonna be going down in round count on the attacking side. And then when it mattered the most important matchup so far, they said, you know what, screw it. Second map, we'll pick the Sky, because even if we fall on Chalet, we know we can trust in our attacks.
The reason why Skyscraper tends to be the least played map in Rainbow Six is because of our map ban format, right?
Yeah.
You pick a map, the opponent gets to pick the side, and Skyscraper is by far the most defender-sided map in the pool.
Attack.
So it takes guts to pick it.
Yeah.
But M80 say, guys, attacking on Skyscraper,
it's easy.
Easy as houses. We eat that for breakfast. M80 are ready to move on to lunch up next. Clubhouse would be on the menu. 3 more rounds is all it takes.
Located by attackers.
Albert Bands all look familiar on one side. The Kite and the Bandit from FaZe again, breaching those walls. The first party has to happen, so you gotta respect that and ban out the Electro Bros, as we like to say. M80, target bans, Capital, tons of utility clearing corners, dealing with so many different operators, and Nemos. Because those trackers, they suck for the roam clear. This also enables them to play aggressive in 2 separate ways. They can play in their really sheltered corner positions, and it's harder to clear without the nades and tracking of Demos and the Capital Fire. They can also play much more extensively on the roam and not fear the tracking from Demos. So what's the options here for FaZe to supplement? It's gonna be Dokkaebi information together with Grim, and it's gonna be the shields. That's the 2 ways they can supplement these operators and get in the building. And there is maybe one mistake here from M80 that FaZe can utilize. Munty has been left up. Vidiking is a phenomenal Munty player. FaZe is a great Munty team. For this first round, they're not gonna need it. They gotta feel out the server first, and if it becomes a problem, then they can double swing.
What is going on?
Okay.
Cyber bites off a little bit more than he can chew, trying to peek from that common run-out spot. Outside of office, and well, FaZe are going to pay dearly for it. I mean, Cyber has gone down 1 to 6 at the moment, completely absent. This is the guy who was more or less the MVP in Boston earlier this year when he raised the hammer.
More importantly, he had the spare EMPs in pocket. This mute jammer on the wall, they got it cleared from below with verticality. They can pop the top, nade over, destroy the jammer, but still, that nade, it's a very expensive piece of utility. And now, they still freeze it if they want to stall it out, that's their choice, but this wall will get opened up eventually. But you're playing the 4v5, you lost your kill, you lost the EMPs, and now you only have 1 frag grenade to your name.
It's a very...
Works both ways.
Yeah, it does. It's a very dear price to pay if you're FaZe, losing that early pick. Already on the back foot. And it slows down their attack so much, as you said, the lack of EMPs costing them. They waste no time pivoting to map control elsewhere. However, a solid crossfire means that the Blackbeard will have no impact. M80 solidly in control of the round as KDS is peppered with bullets down to a sliver of HP. As he tries to stay standing, FaZe are just baiting, just waiting for a chance, but M80, they will give them nothing.
Discipline, understanding where the line is in the sand, where to cross and where to hold. With a flash play of Gavin, swings and dies. He sees the toes.
He might be able to land a shot here. Who is that? Inside of Terrace, Gunner may be exposed. If Handy is able to get that ACOG out, taps one at a time. Gunner takes a lot of damage. This is the way that FaZe claw back into the unwinnable round.
Surely not. That would be a way to win it. 30 seconds though. Kino by minibar has an important spot to play. Can go for a run out, swing from the left or the right hand side. Hunting holds the anchor in the middle. Confused by stairs. Look at FaZe. You're triple stacking in Dragon.
Oh, the DMR strikes true. And M80 stay composed on the bomb site as Handy looks to make his entry. Where is Kino? That's the question he asks. And Kino is happy to reveal it with a spray of bullets. KDS, the first one not found in the timer. Well, it will be the death of FaZe Clan. Skyscraper is an M80 map from start to finish. 2 more rounds. That's all it takes as the water starts to lap at the door for FaZe.
To make matters worse, FaZe Clan called a very early tag timeout while on the defensive side, the easier side if you will, so there is no parachute. They need M80 Fabian to call a tag timeout if they want to speak amongst themselves in a more calm environment with their coach. And this is the thing, it's not going to get any easier. The reason why so many teams on the attack with Bandit Kaid and the Bandit is, as I said, to get through that first layer, the reinforced walls. FaZe they were not successful at it. They failed that first step because the person with the EMPs got into a gunfight and he died first. They gotta go back to step 1. Okay, now we can do step 2. Understand who's gonna be the aggressor in our roster and who has to absolutely stay alive because their utility is way too important to go down. It was Cyber who took the fight. It was by his choice that he died. And had he gotten the kill, it's good. Okay, if he gets the kill, it's okay. But dying is really bad if you're the only EMPs.
It's the risk versus reward fallacy, isn't it?
Exactly that.
And Cyber, he's the longest running member of this team. He's the captain, he is the leader. He has to lead by example. And he's a player who is unafraid to lead from the front lines. Not afraid to take a risk. And I think that does speak volumes. It gives the rest of the team confidence because he's not someone sitting at the back line, IGLing, playing the hard saying, guys, why aren't you pushing? I'm telling you to push. Yeah. No, he says, guys, form up behind me and I will be the tip of this phalanx.
And that's exactly it. I don't want Cyber to not take the risks. I want him to play operators that have more freedom in the server for the other players of FaZe to take that responsibility upon themselves. It's kind of happened here. They gotta deal with a lot of things, right? If there's a mirror, you gotta bring the Ash. One verticality from Egypt, you gotta bring in Sophia, for example. There's so many different things that FaZe have to worry about when it comes to problem solving. They will be stretched out quite thin. They'll be the jack of all trades, master of none. That's what they've opted for. They're down 2-5. They need this round.
So whittle away at the utility, piece by piece.
Oh, Souls.
He's decided to take matters into his own hands. He's deep inside the building, and with 2 kills, FaZe steal an early advantage. Hot and Cold forced to peel back towards the bomb site, but Gunner, he escapes with another kill, and now he's hungry for more.
You're down numbers here, you gotta expect the aggression. I think for Gunner, you gotta stand your ground, but down goes Handy back to a 3-on-3, but a good trade there from Vidiking.
And if it continues to be trades back and forth, FaZe will win the round. But that doesn't stop Gunner.
Oh, yellow ping.
They know exactly where he is as he tries to retreat. By the skin of his teeth, he survives. Pulls back further, revealed by the Grimsby's. And Minkino have to hold the line.
This round is going to be hard to attack FaZe Clan. Yes, they have one more player alive, but the angles definitely favor M80. The question is, do they know where FaZe are attacking from? They're outside the balcony, but they're also inside the building. Cyber just waiting for that fire to subside, and it has now. And they got 60 full seconds to work with. All they gotta do for FaZe is work together and try and 2v1 the players of M80.
1 gas in pocket for Kino. It's all about when he uses it and where he places it.
Got the Goya fire as well, so they can choose their angles. It's popped now by the drum door, but there's a gap in Geisha.
Can Cyber sneak in?
Possibly.
He's gonna make a lot of noise here on the Zafir. Covers a few bullets. And Gunner lands the first slug. He's got an angle to watch, but he might not realize that a second player has already snuck on through. Kino clearing the air jab.
Winnable.
With his face. Now must face up to these 2 players from FaZe. Spots Cyber for a brief moment, but deep inside the sights. FaZe find the kill and a round of attack as they look to breathe again.
Can never count either of these teams out on Skyscraper. They certainly have things figured out. It almost seems like when you lose a couple of bodies early in the attack, it's gonna go better for you because there's less angles to worry about come the bomb side. I mean, it came down to FaZe just kind of being like, okay, there's only 2 defenders. There's gonna be Geisha, 2 staircases, and the terrace on the back portion of back stairs. They can only cover 2 or 3 of them, right? That's it. They can smoke off 1, cover 2, the 4th will have a gap. That was Geisha. And more importantly, it was not just Cyber solo pushing, he had backup right behind him, Vidiking, covering the angle and taking down the player that was gonna pressure Cyber back.
Of course, it doesn't hurt when you find an early numbers advantage, but FaZe have shown that they're happy to play Scrappy Sky. They're actually not determined to end up in these 5v5s. M80 are the ones who are having a heavy roam presence and fighting to the death, rather than fighting to shoot drones and fall back like many other teams decide to. FaZe, they're perfectly happy for a late round 3v3, 2v2.
Yeah.
They know how to play those.
I mean, look at how that round started. It's Souls on the Hibana, middle of the building, somehow just finds his way in there. He gets the opening kill with his team. That's a risky play, and that's what he said. They're happy to play Scrappy. If Souls goes in and dies in Hibana, that's your only hard destruction. They made that play with that risk in mind. Calculated. And here it comes. I've been waiting for it. Vidiking on the Monty. Now, they did find success, but what this will do is change up the pace of these rounds and give M80 a new problem to solve. So I like the switch up. Good teams can play fast or slow or whatever. The greatest teams, like FaZe, they can switch the tempo every single round. Fast, slow. And M80 will have to adapt and just kind of re-look at the situation every single round now.
And you have to also make sure to keep their cool once they do see Vidiking on the Monty. You can't tunnel vision it because we've seen what Souls and Cyber do in the building at a moment's notice, ready for a backstab. And FaZe have plenty of info. We actually saw earlier a drone placed in prep phase inside of Drum. Now we've just seen one placed inside of Dragon. FaZe are creating this 3D imaged map of Skyscraper and are ready to make their incisions, but Handy will fall. Vidiking does not confirm that kill as it looks to get closed, but he is scared off by Diffuser, who continually looks to threaten a melee battle with the Monty. Meanwhile, Gunner's gone for a jog outside. Didn't realize it was time to set a PR in the 5K.
C4 in pocket.
Oh, here we go. It saves it! But never mind for FaZe, because Gunner has just saved his teammate of Diffuser. And now hot and cold, with Cyber in an unenviable position. It is another flawless for M80. Skyscraper has been theirs since day dot. They took us to this battleground knowing full well that FaZe could not float.
What a teammate, though, from Gunner. A jog outside, jumps in the bathroom, and goes, you know what? I got this C4. Well, my teammate got bashed down to the ground. I can save him right now at the perfect moment. It wasn't even a team kill and kill confirm on the Monty. It was just the Monty that went down, saving his teammate, staying true to the numbers in advantage. The crowd wants a third map. They want M80 to win.
For too long, Brazil has held North America and Europe hostage. For such a long time, FaZe have made it to grand final after grand final. Will these world champions be able to finish this? Will they be able to come back? M80, they look more locked in than ever.
And just to, really send those on home, Operator ban FaZe, you guys will see it in just a second. Perfect read as well. And it goes to show how much foresight M80 is putting into this one. Because FaZe Clan, they want information. They want things to work with. So I'll just tell you now, there's a mute ban by FaZe, a Grim ban by M80. Complete hard counter. Prediction as you ban at the same time.
That is the face of a man that knows exactly what's going to happen before it transpires.
There it is.
The God Emperor of Siege, the mastermind behind the scenes. Fabian, he's played this veto to perfection. And as you say, he just got a chance to talk to his team as the third ban's rolled out. I like the mute from FaZe. I think that's clever.
It's a great ban.
They're great with their drones for one, and also, of course, like you said, the Grim's Bees.
They don't got a piece anymore for the hard destruction.
True.
Like, any wall breaching now will go through. You can 2-brown freeze it for 12 seconds, but it will go through eventually. Reload.
But M80 clearly ready for such a ban. Happy to pivot. They banned out the Grim, like you said.
I do think it favors M80 because they lose nothing and they gain so much. FaZe can breach the walls, but let's be honest, they should always be open. You got Bandit Kite banned already, but the new jammer shouldn't stop you.
You don't commit 3 operator bans to getting rid of one roll.
Right? It's all eggs in one basket.
And Timur stops it. Never mind.
They can mirror window trick it if there's a spare. There's okay. Hot and cold. If he had a spare mirror pocket, could run up now, place it down, and counter it still.
Just whittle away the timer, doesn't it?
It does. It does, and it applies more pressure to FaZe because right now you're waiting for that wall to be opened up, just sitting, You need that first step to happen. This applies a little bit of pressure to FaZe in their mind. They're down on match point. Guys, the timer's ticking down. We gotta stop moving. After that, you got smokes to worry about, elements, mirror windows. So pressure is upon FaZe now to make all the first moves, and they're all outside the building. They can't find the gap for this one. Flashbang goes in. They have to follow up.
A good follow-up from Souls, long angle. Diffuser should be favored in that fight with the DMR, but he runs out of bullets and into the action for FaZe. Restabilized for M80.
2v2.
Handy has traded himself back. As Vidiking and him need to put 2 and 2 together. Another massive kill with the DMR for the Lion. Kino against his countryman. As he waits with the shotgun, telegraphs his position. No visibility through the mirror, but he commits to the fight. His damage on both sides. Lit to the high heavens. Kino again commits to the shotgun. Vidiking is full HP, and so Kino will not be able to fight him at range. Handy on the other hand, well, it doesn't matter if he's low because he is so committed. And FaZe refused to go down, refused to fall on Skyscraper. Round by round, they look to push M80.
Just look how they played that, right? They knew the last defender was gonna be the smoke operator. So instead of walking forward for a gunfight, let's walk back. SMG-11 and shotgun is lethal in close proximity, and they had DMRs. And I really think that made the difference. Handy survived with 1 HP because he walked far enough away for the damage distance drop-off to really kick in and just give him essentially a bigger health bar. And FaZe, you know, they really just said 3, 2, 1, let's push on in. We gotta risk it all because there's no going down without trying to swing first.
Still match point for M80. Still 2 chances to finish Skyscraper before we hit overtime. As that threat of a third map looms over FaZe's head.
But one more round for M80. One more, it's the clutch. A good opening pick, a C4 double kill, anything like that.
On defense, for goodness sake.
On defense.
5 seconds to go.
They're playing the Clash as well. I mean, they tried to slow down the game last round. Let's slow it down even further.
No time like match point to bring out a Clash for the first time in the half.
That's right.
Like you said, FaZe, I mean, a huge gamble. All 3 of their bans about the wall denial. The mute somewhat about the drone game.
Spare mirror in pocket of hot and cold. If there was time to go for a mirror window trick on the exterior wall, it would be this one. But the thing is, what we know is that FaZe Clan are not bringing that thermite. In fact, they're not bringing any hard destruction at all. Even KDS on the recruiter striker does not have the can openers. Is that a mistake? If I had to honestly assume it, I think it would be a mistake. I mean, you have no hard destruction.
It's not how they've played for the whole map so far.
They played Ibana so many rounds. They're trying to force it. I mean, I guess the upside here is that there are these open soft walls from the exterior, but they may also have 2 spare reinforcements. They could close them right up, but all of a sudden, well, now you have no ways in. What this means is that FaZe will have more utility in primary gadgets, more ways to get kills perhaps, but they have less angles to get those kills from.
And time continues ticking away. FaZe haven't telegraphed a clear plan. They don't show like a Ying,
no,
or a Glaz, or a Shield. Something that tells you, okay, they've got teeth in this round.
Just the win condition.
There's no clear win condition aside from find a few big kills.
Get kills.
Get kills, I guess.
Have any make mistakes? I mean, but the thing is, they're playing Mira and Clash, and they're against no hot destruction. It means, again, you can just look at where the enemy is coming from and not worry about your flank ever. So it's going to be very frontal push, very one-dimensional from FaZe. They have to be perfect in the engagements. They have to find the opening pick. Cyber's on the breach, on the Ash, looking for it. And back staring at him is Gunner, waiting for a fight.
Doesn't matter if the flash comes through, he will still be ready for the fight, but he will fall. Oh, a good re-peek! A spark of aggression for hot and cold, and straight into the side for FaZe. Both teams bloodied. Behind the Clash's shield, Kino gives a lifeline to M80. Hungry for more. Another is on the ground. Souls has a chance, but can he capture it? As the water has risen for M80, they pull FaZe back below the surface, demanding a 3rd map in our lower final.
just the way it should be. We're gonna see even more from these two teams. Like, you have to wonder, maybe how much more energy do they have? How much more do they have to give? They're fighting so hard all these rounds. FaZe are testing them to their very limits, and it will all be decided in not too long on Clubhouse.
Chalet was a battle, but Skyscraper, M80 have edged ahead. Who wins on the third map? Find out after this.
I can see what's in front of me. I can no longer feel a thing. I can see what's in front of me.
lesson was learned. Don't be afraid, pull your pins up. Don't be afraid of FaZe Clan now. And we could really see that by the way you performed.
Yeah, I mean, we just have to play aggro in their face. They play so slow that if you play fast, they can't do anything about it.
Too much going on for FaZe Clan. Do you think, looking back now, that the timeout was too early?
I don't think so. The timeout was the right time for us. And what I talking to my coach is we are changing a lot of things, and we don't play our game. You know, we are changing the operators, and some areas in the map is terrible because they change off the operators. I think this is the problem, this map.
My friends, there is no better way to spike up your heart rate like a match like that. And that was, of course, Skyscraper map number 2. M80 able to claw it back from the jaws of near defeat against reigning world champions of FaZe Clan.
Yeah, they absolutely were. I mean, really, again, off the backing of Kino, off of those shields, being very impressive, but not even just off the shield. It was off the style of play that even KDS was talking about, is that M80, they're good to be able to switch it up, whether they're playing passive, whether they're playing aggressive. Givini even touched up on it. The aggressive playstyle, FaZe didn't know what to do.
And adaptability is the name of the game, especially on LAN. Fox, is there a way to really visualize it in one of these rounds?
I mean, absolutely. Round 3 is a prime example on why flexibility is key. M80 was based on playing a default and then finding the opening inside of FaZe's defenses where they could exploit it. A default is what pro players' terms use in a way to set up the start of a strat, and then when you see the opening, you make a play off the call. First, let's break down the default. Hot and Cold is going to be locking down bottom black stairs for any type of rotate. Gunner's going to be all the way by pantry, and if he sees it open, sees it available, he's going to make a play, a little bit of a rat play. Diffuser is outside main lobby in assistance to Gunner to make sure that nobody's just rotating freely, and if there's somebody there that catches Gunner off guard, there for the trade. The final 2 players are going to be top black, making sure that if FaZe give up top floor control, instantly reacting off of it with the Blackbeard shield. And we're going to see that exactly happen. Hot and Cold's going to see the site open, jumps in, gets the pick, and immediately looks to rotate to open up the soft wall for a position to plant. The reason why this place is so good to plant is because under this barbecue, there's only one position upstairs that can stop it. Hot and Cold's thinking forward. But remember the rat player that we were talking about? Gunner notices that all of pantry is completely open, so he sneaks all the way through, up brown stairs, and gets a free pick. Why is it such an important pick though? Because if you look at FaZe and the way that they're locked down upstairs, and that one hole that we were talking about, where you could stop the plant from Hot and Cold, is actually being covered by the black stairs from Vita King and the brown stairs from KDS. Gunner shuts it down, alleviating the pressure and letting Handy in a position where he knows he can't play the holes, he can't stop Hot and Cold. So he has to go for trades, they have to go for fights. Vita King swings onto top black, and then Handy finds nobody brown stairs because Gunner went all the way back down, and it works perfectly for M80, got them the round, got them the map. And we'll have to see if they can get map 3, and if we can light the crowd up after the break.
Au-delà des mers, là-bas sur le ciel clair, il existe une cité où séjour enchanté. Et sur les grands arbres noirs, chaque soir, vers elle s'en va tout mon espoir. J'ai 2 amours. Paris, toujours, mon cœur est ravi.
I saw you in the player booth talking a lot with your team. Now, spoil, what you can tell me?
Tá conversando basicamente, organizando o que a gente vai fazer durante o jogo. E é isso, durante o mapa.
Okay, we're just organizing how we're gonna do this map. That's it. The crowd just asked you, send them home. Are you doing that?
I guess we're about to find out. In the end, I think the better team will win. It's two great teams up here, otherwise we wouldn't be top 3 of teams in the world, right? So whichever team wins, they deserve it, because I think there's two good teams against each other.
Fabian said it himself, the two of the best teams in the world. They've proven it this major. M80 was certainly not on my favorites to make the grand final, but Fabian has proved me wrong. And here in Munich, there's no question who is favored in this lower bracket final by the crowd.
How could you doubt it?
Because there's teams like Furia and G2.
Out.
And, well, FaZe.
Okay, in. Say secret again. Come on.
I mean, I'll say Team Secrets.
Out as well, yeah. So, I feel like M80 was a big question mark for a long time. Before Fabian joined with the different roster iterations, back when Spot was on the roster, they never quite made that far international tournaments. I feel like there was something about them though, going, practically undefeated in NAL, doing great domestically. That was my dark horse for this one.
And yet it comes down to this. On the third map, FaZe and M80 waded from the shallows into the wide open sea. It ends here on Clubhouse. Both of these teams have played a match before today. FaZe took the first on Chalet. M80 claimed Skyscraper. And of course, there's nowhere but Clubhouse that we will go to settle it and send a second team into our grand final to challenge the Europeans of Falcons tomorrow.
I really think that Clubhouse is the perfect map to send this one home to one of these two teams to the grand finals. It comes down to everything. Clubhouse tests the team to its fullest in the early game, the mid game, and the executes. It's about adaptation, the depth of strategy, how to pick apart one bomb site in as many ways as possible, and it's on a map that is one of the most tested, the most played for the longest time at a tier 1 level of play. Both teams, as you said, they played earlier today. FaZe started first, they had a loss, then they had a break where they could watch, the previous, or the match after there, should I say, M80 wildcard. But for M80, it was straight back-to-back games. At this point, you have to question how much is left in the tank. Can they give 110% every single round? And what happens if we have to go the distance of overtime?
We have not yet seen M80 play Clubhouse at this tournament. Back in the day on G2, well, Fabian wasn't the biggest fan of this map.
But it came out when it had to be done. There was a good old Pro League final, early on, year 2, season 2. There it is.
Wow,
where we played in the grand finals at Gamescom.
Was that in Germany by any chance?
That was actually in Germany, in Cologne. Yeah, exactly. And the way that Fabian back then would go about this is just cook up some strats in the break in between maps, right? All right, guys, we're gonna go basement, we're gonna play castle and do this, and then pick you player, etc., and it worked. Now, many years later, it's not that simple anymore. Siege is a very complicated game at this level of play, but I know for a fact that Fabian has some strats that he wants these guys to run, and with great confidence, they can get that done.
While M80 and FaZe have their own history, as does Fabian. If we open up the annals of history for Rainbow Six, the first time Fabian played FaZe, you were there. It was in Rio de Janeiro in, I believe, year 2, I don't know, many moons ago.
Many moons ago.
It was a grand final.
Bomb located by attackers.
And of course, Fabian at the time took down FaZe.
He didn't just take them down. He destroyed them and their fan base, because in the player interview beforehand, he said, I only have one thing to say to FaZe Clan. I feel sorry for them because they had all these fans attend this just to watch them lose in front of their home crowd. And you're thinking, oh, that's cold, right? Fast forward 2 hours. All of a sudden, FaZe loses 3-0 in the grand final. The stadium half empty. The fans exit the doors before the final round was played. That's how big the disappointment was back then.
Oh, it's been a very long time. That was 7 years ago. These days, FaZe, well, they have a major trophy to boast from Sweden. They have, of course, the hammer that they raised in Boston earlier this year. They're always here, never out early, always ready to make a splash. But can FaZe make waves in Munich?
Operator bans, got a touch on there real quick, right? It's nothing out of the norm. We've seen these exact operator ban selection from both teams in this BO3 so far. It's the key operators.
Nobody likes Kaid and Bandit, apparently.
It's just, it sucks, man. The worst way to lose a round is somebody just triggering that wall, you mistime it, you mess it up, and you can no longer play the game. Clubhouse is so hard destruction oriented that you play the Thatcher, you play multiple hard breachers because there are so many walls that are vital to get opened up. And that's why FaZe for this one, they're playing secondary MPs, they're playing double hard breach, and then when it comes to the battle, they got the Grim and they got the Blackbeard.
Look at this little lurky player, bottom of red stairs. Cyber's looking to make his way forward. But M80 have already gifted up the map control. This mute jammer will protect the connector wall briefly. No EMPs remain, but a grenade will handily take down that mute jammer.
It's intentional. They're basically saying, okay, FaZe, to get these first steps done, you have to spend a lot of utility. You know, you spend half their frag grenades, they spent more than half their hard destruction, and they're still not really by the bomb site walls. And they got Goyo Fire, they got the Clash, they got the Mirror. They want FaZe to be exhausted from utility by the time they get to the site. Right now, this round is playing out perfectly according to M80.
One thing I really like for FaZe, though, is right at the start of the round, they went and breached the jacuzzi wall. So it's not going to be a late round pivot to the hard breach. No, it's going to be very much already done, something they don't have to worry about. Grenade opens up the Logi hatch. Hot and Cold will cover it with the Clash. Activated. As Vita King turns his attention to the position. He himself cannot fight the Clash. It's the Blackbeard. He will be stunned. As FaZe are looking for something here, and it is Vita King making his entry into Logistic Office. There's plenty of action going down inside of Jim. Gavin finds one. As he falls back, the Daniel comes out for a second. Souls will finally put him down. FaZe look to try and recompose with the numbers advantage. But Gunnar has this position on the mirror window. He's got the perfect play against Cyber. After finding the first, this is a dangerous gamble. But Gunnar goes nuclear for M80. Hot and Cold, desperately trying to toy with Vita King. Here it comes. And it will be the knife to the throat of FaZe.
So much happening on all the sides of the bomb site, on the windows, in office, by the mattress. The battling back and forth. Blackbeard and the Clash, they had a handshake deal inside of office. They just held each other's stock in their respective positions, and they were gonna see which team would win the bomb site battle. And it was an even battle for a very long time until Gunnar pushed forward with a great flick. Got one, got two players, and got the numbers advantage.
That was risky, though.
Very risky, and it wins or loses you the round instantaneously.
What a call, though. You're playing behind a mirror window. You see everything that's going down in Master Bedroom. You've got one player on the floor. In theory, you're in the advantage. Yeah. Do you take the chance? Do you take the risk? Do you go for that play? That's classic Gunnar for you. It's classic M80.
This is literally a throwback to Gunnar at the Manchester Major. They get away with those kinds of plays all the time, and you really gotta look at just how many fights M80 were trying to force. 2v1 by the breach, they actually lose it. And then you see another swing come out from Gavin, they also lose that one. They tried to make hero play after hero play, just knowing if one of them works, that will be enough. And that was Gunnar. Of all the players, it was him who got that play.
And it harks back to the roots of this roster. Once upon a time, they were the All-American rejects. They were this roster that was every single NA team that had dropped a formidable player here, a well-respected player there, in favor of imports, in favor of would-be up-and-comers. And these rejected players said, hang on a second, I think if we banded together, we could be even more than the sum of our parts. They proved that as Beast Coast. Yeah. They proved it again in Boston as Unwanted. And then, again, that August team went their separate ways. M80, the organization said, hang on a second. We're not going to let these players dissipate and go to tier 2, get lapped up by our competitors. No, we will take them and we will make them a championship-winning roster again.
And it took a little bit of time, but here they are in peak form with the best result on international grounds they've ever had under the banner of M80. Here comes the boost of a FaZe. Aggression.
KDS has a chance to open up the bomb site. Gavin's fallen. Cyber has gone big. It's him and KDS together, farming inside a gym. However, surely Kino can't lap up enough in order to make this salvageable for M80. Absolutely not. Cyber 3 massive kills, hot and cold, forced onto his SMG.
Oh boy.
As the Deimos sets his sights on the clash, while Blindy finds one, but is no match for the might of FaZe. Round on the board for both teams. Clubhouse is set to be yet another heavy contest.
That's a ridiculous attack there from FaZe. I mean, they simplify all those problems. Sprint in, take the fights together. Cyber lethal on the entry, 2 big kills in quick succession. And when you have the Clash be the last aliving operator on the defense, it's like, you're in the wrong spot, obviously, or your opponent is playing so fast you cannot keep up. That right there was FaZe taking full charge of the round. I mean, look at this. Even if Cyber doesn't find those kills, his teammate to his left or right would. And then it doesn't just stop there. They keep on pushing and pressuring M80 until they win the round.
What can I say? FaZe got hands.
They got hands,
They showed
got
it on
feet, they got
Chalet.
brains.
Yeah, we didn't see as much of it on Sky.
No, but I think they wanted to. It just couldn't quite get there.
And yet, I still think 7-4 loss is a formidable result for FaZe. It's not a map that they play internationally very much on Skyscraper. And Clubhouse, we kind of always knew that we would make it here.
Yeah. I mean, we said this when we saw it. Yeah, it's gotta go to Club. It's gotta be.
Your personal favorite, Matt.
My personal favorite.
And I just love to see you happy, Nicholas.
That's it, right? Happy co-caster, happy life.
That's the phrase,
and
yeah.
you just want good siege, and we got FaZe M80, so we're both winning right now. And the biggest winners of all, the fans of the game.
Yeah.
A great series, a long one, a 3-mapper to send the second team to the grand finals, where Team Falcons are just waiting, thinking, FaZe M80, we don't care, we'll win regardless. That's what they're thinking, because they have been such a stable team this event.
I wouldn't be so sure of that.
I don't know.
I think there are plenty of people here in the arena that would like to see Fabian chase another major trophy.
But it's leaking. Come on, he deserves at least one. Fabian's got so many trophies already.
I think Falcons have lost enough grand finals. What's one more?
Okay, how about this? How about FaZe mix it, and they will just keep cementing themselves one of the greatest orgs in Siege history, making grand finals, winning grand finals, and showing their consistency of presence across so many years of the game. What was it? 22 S-tier events for FaZe Clan in the history of the game.
21 for Cyber as an individual.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And he gets 3 kills in the first 2 rounds on the Deimos once more. But this one is going to be a bit of a different pace. It's a basement bomb site. They got to really get this to perfection. Get all the breaches done on the hatches. Worry about the roam upstairs. They got that demonstration. No diffusers roaming by office or connector. The big question for FaZe now, are they going to go for a full roam clear and clear the map completely, or just simply cut the map in half? Handy walked down the main stairs. Now he gets chased by Hot and Cold, and he kills both players.
I mean, this is a play and a half from Handy, sneaking down all the way into the basement to find one on site and one flanking him. Thankfully for M80, Gunner's able to recompose, get one back. Still trailing behind are the defenders, and so Diffuser is tempted to make a play, especially with that Deimos up. FaZe will always have the advantage.
As you said, advantage found and kill taken. They're under a lot of pressure now.
Oh, Gav, he is completely cornered, put down like a rat. FaZe hunt him down, the exterminators are in Clubhouse. A second round for the Brazilians. Their attacks are looking deadlier than ever.
They're everywhere. They're doing a top floor roam clear while being in the bottom main stairs, while breaching the hatches, and you can see M80, they're trying to just figure out where all the leaks are in their boat, right? They're sinking right now. Okay, they're pressuring here, fix that. They're pressuring there, fix that. But there's always another hole popping up, more water leaking in. They're only trailing by 1 round, but I will say, with how FaZe are playing this, they look like the better team, and M80 will call it tactical timeout.
Actions right now. We're saying what they're doing. We have not been surprised at all, right? The only one that was a little bit clear was the CC take from them. We didn't know that they were going to do that. Everything else, we know exactly what they're going to do. We're just saying what they're doing, but what are we doing about it? Late reaction on the CC call, late reaction now. We see exactly what they're doing. You know what that's the problem with? Our heads fucking reset ourselves. There's no pressure on us. They're supposed to go through. Reset our heads, react to the communication that's being made. You, Leo, if you're on site and you see this, call for your Scopus to come back to help you. Play together. Right. Because none of these rounds was teamwork.
Every round so far,
Wake the fuck up.
Can we run our cash back? Can we run our fucking cash back, please?
So Fabian, with some good words to his team, saying, as for starters, guys, the only issue we have right now is communication. We need to be faster to react. We see them go for this kind of take, communicate it, be ahead of that plan, and then saying, there's no pressure on us. They're supposed to go through. We're just playing Siege right now. Come on, lock in, wake up. The only real concern there is lack of energy from the players, and I don't fault them for that because it's been such a long day. Fabian's behind them, he's got the right words, but the energy, I mean, look at how FaZe are playing. How are you meant to keep up with this after such a long back-to-back series?
And most of the day, and most of the tournament for that matter, Fabian has been saying to the team, guys, calm down, chill out, let's not get ahead of ourselves. If anything right now, the opposite needs to be said. M80 are a force to be reckoned with when they fire up. Some of the best fraggers from North America, hell, some of the best fraggers in the world.
Right now, yeah.
They just need the energy back. FaZe look rejuvenated here on map 3. They're daring to go for plays like we saw from Handy last round.
Yes.
Well, like the stern but fair father, Fabian sits behind the players. He's used his tactical timeout. That's it for the map.
He was being very fair.
And I heard a little sound as the tactical timeout started to roll on through. The M80 fans in the audience want their team to be aware that they have not gone home yet.
We're still hearing numbers.
It's approaching midnight here in Munich.
Oh boy, setting up a...
And yet everyone in the arena cheering for M80 has stayed in the hopes that they can upset the world champions.
So M80, what they gotta look for now is communicate ahead of time and be proactive. When they think they have the correct read on what sort of execute FaZe will go for, they need to have the right answers. If they go for catwalk rafters, what will they do? If they go for connector, what's going to be the response? Fabian directed towards Leo, Kino, saying, when you're the side anchor playing by the bomb side, communicate to the roamers when you need that help to come back and when they can stay for a bit longer. FaZe have now done what they do so well. They're changing the pace. Fast round there, slow round here. It makes it gonna be a little bit antsy. Guys, they're pushing. No, wait. Oh, they're pushing. Oh, wait, no. It's gonna be hard to read this correctly because, again, FaZe are everywhere, applying pressure across the entire building and all the floors it has to offer.
Diffuser's just around the corner from Handy. Will he expose himself?
Oh, the beast.
Simon takes a little bit of damage. Good
swing.
Great play from Diffuser.
Loading mag.
We needed someone from M80 to step up. An opening kill is a valuable gift that they can present to Fabian, that they can present to their fans here in Munich. And as seconds, it seems like Christmas has come early. Another pick for Gavin. M80 well and truly in control.
FaZe not having that full, team effort. It's just like one player swinging, one player swinging, Cyber swinging. Finally takes down Diffuser. Cyber on low health, but the thing is, catwalk rafters looks impenetrable. How are you gonna clear this now? Floor stones, maybe, but can you actually get them inside the building? I'm not entirely certain because M80 will be watching for it. And with 45 seconds left to go, you gotta start working that self-destruction. Right now, it's too late.
So Handy scouts ahead, but his drone taken out. Well played from M80. They are still in the numbers advantage, but it is very narrow. FaZe are absolutely capable of bringing this back, but what's the choice? Clearing barbed wire, now that helps. Clearing the smoke as well.
Pick your window, pick your door, 3, 2, 1, jump on in, because that's all you can do right now with 20 seconds to go.
There's a bulletproof camera on site, plenty of info for M80. This will need to be some insane frags from KDS and the boys, but FaZe are shut out of it. M80 rejuvenated after their timeout, and Handy, well, absolutely nothing for him to do. He won't even push forward. An exit frag onto Gunner means absolutely nothing, because M80, they want to hear you roaring for them. Does Fabian not deserve to hear the European crowd?
Fabian understands the situation, the players need that energy, and Diffuser was the one to push forward and get that opening pick, buy a lot of space for M80 inside the garage, lock FaZe outside the building. They tie things up 2-2, but I feel like we're gonna need a few more of those individual hero plays. The first round that they got that gym defense, it was Gunner with a huge 2-piece to save that round. Then it was Diffuser. And this is the thing, the closer we get to the end of this BO3, the more and more I feel like I'm seeing from that Manchester roster when it comes down to individual heroics, whether it's a rat play hiding in a corner, an aggressive push on in, or just saying, guys, we gotta go for broke, swing with me. We need to take this gunfight together. And as long as they keep their energy high and their communication in sync and stay ahead of the problem, they'll be just fine on the defensive half. Right now they're fighting round by round. They cannot start looking too far ahead.
Scanning for electronic devices.
And if we are to see M80 take down FaZe, they will need to tap into that Manchester winning Beast Coast roster where Gunnar, Gavin, Hot and Cold, and Diffuser. Remember, a year and a half ago, the last time a trophy came home for NA, they took down FaZe in the quarterfinals. They 2-0'd them. In quarterfinals. And then they went on to take down Team Liquid. That was the last time we had an international grand final in the SI circuit without a Brazilian team in it. They are the Brazilian bogeymen. This M80 roster, these players, they know how to best them. They've got their number. They know exactly what they need to do.
Got a C4 already. All it needs is the correct timing. Cyber's on the IQ, currently on drone duty, doesn't know this is happening, but if he checks that scanner, you'll see a blink above him. And then it goes out to clear the bar on the staircase on this army. Handy takes down Gunnar as well.
Big openings for FaZe. No response from M80 as the Brazilians silence the crowd and look for a little bit more. Map control has been taken. Kino, be careful. Dodging his way back into sight. Hot and Cold desperate to make a play in front of his mirror window. But FaZe, they're rid into this. They can play slowly.
They're ahead of the curve. 1 minute 20, they got complete map control besides the bomb site itself. Office going to be such a pivotal part. It locks down the entire bomb site together. Hot and Cold finds one. C4 tossed out, does a fair bit of damage. KD is mitigating, both low on health. And M80, they want to push forward.
Nitro salvo,
that's the case.
He's been trapped. He's been isolated. Hot and Cold is on fire. Inside of Cash, he looks to burn FaZe Clan out of this round. Souls and Handy need to rotate their way back over. The diffuser has been lost.
They had two choices, hit the bomb site and take the fight 2v2 and try and reset, restabilize and try and pick up the case again. But the issue is, even with that diffuser in pocket, they still gotta get inside that building, inside the bomb site. Oh, he dropped the hatch.
Kino with the shotgun, but no, it's not just enough. FaZe. The round was always meant to be theirs. M80 made it look clutchable. But FaZe Clan now, with 1 round remaining in the half, clinch a 3rd round of attack.
And I gotta say, I think the only reason why FaZe win like this is because that was the least logical play if you're a member of M80. That a Fenrir mine on the office head that's gonna nearsight anyone who drops. It's a 2v2, they're outside the building. They're not gonna just drop solo on the bomb site. Well, they did. They completely catch M80 off guard by surprise. Such a good effort of a Carterton. Hot and Cold, 2 big kills. But then FaZe says, you know what? We can also just turn full Brazilian. We're gonna just trust our gun instincts, the 1v1. This right here, that's a crazy drop to make. And he's down to 1 HP as well from the shotgun shell. 1 HP. Beautiful. Aggression, not worrying about the outcome, trusting the process.
As always, they've got the guts to stick with it. Even falling down to a 2v2, even losing that diffuser. FaZe aren't too worried.
5 seconds to go.
1 more round and we go back to the basement. This was a catastrophe for M80 last time. They had a nice idea. They wanted to go for the roam. They had the Scopus to fall back to sight. And yet, early picks from Handy. And there was no way M80 could withstand that execute on sight.
It's a bit awkward because this bomb site, if you just all play downstairs with no roam game at all, well, the attacker is going to take full map control, do all the hard destruction, and they're going to have so much time to work with. If you roam a lot and want to cover all these various areas, the problem becomes you don't have the trades. You're playing 1v1s across the various areas of the map. For example, right here, Diffuser, that's a 1v1. If he dies, that means there's no help to be had. Then Gunnar is alone behind him. So it's really hard to find those covers together. And FaZe, they got the Deimos, they got the Dokkaebi, they got so many good tools to clear this roam apart.
That devilish Deimos and Dokkaebi duo is very difficult to contend with, but Hot and Cold will put Handy down.
Gonna stall things out for a bit. Pop the Toxic Bay, but Cyber shows up again. Good on the entry. Then no smoke with the diffusers inside the bathroom. He's stuck in a corner.
Can't afford to lose the smoke early.
Oh, they're baiting it though. Look at this, the punch hole from Strip.
This is what we needed. Diffuser has fallen on that smoke. Low HP, he dies without getting maximum value out of his utility. Gunner, you can't afford to lose those shots. Now FaZe know where he is. They can hunt him down. They still have the Dokkaebi. They still have that Deimos. Gunner is surely raw meat, ready to be minced up by FaZe. Inside of bar, Cyber surely can hear that phone ringing. Gunner has a nitro cell and this trusty SMG-11. He needs to make a splash. Up comes the shotgun. Good luck. I don't think he's got it.
But he's stopping.
Slipping through their fingers. He finds his way back to swing in the desperation phase. A grasp by M80 and thrust back below. Vita King now making his way in from Dirt Tunnel, yet to find a kill. This round was FaZe's, and now it's even again.
FaZe are split, one by bottom main, one Dirt Tunnel, one blue stairs. The attackers cannot help each other. It comes down to individual gunfights where M80 has been thriving so far.
Third round of defense, Slooms, but FaZe might just be able to keep their heads above the water. Souls, now 1v2, surely he knows. Gunner with the shotgun at the ready.
Big.
Such a critical round for the American roster. Even at the end of the half, as M80 now look for an attack.
Ridiculous ways that these rounds being played out. I mean, the disappearing act. Inside a bathroom, just sprint straight through bar, drops the heads. I mean, such a huge risk to take. If you're caught sprinting, you die without a fighting chance. If you make it back towards the bomb site, you're playing a 3v4, down a player, but then you swing, you bait the position, you get even numbers again. No advantage to FaZe Clan. You win your 1v1s, you tie it up 3-3. And I don't know. I don't know what's better, defense or attack. I don't think it matters right now. Screw the sides. The better team, the one that can play consistently, just a little bit better, they will be the winner.
That's all that matters. The team that could build momentum by stringing down consecutive rounds. It's something that FaZe managed to do early on in this series. M80 are actually yet to win 2 rounds in a row here on Club. Can they break that streak now that they're switched onto the attacking side? One thing I know for certain is that every one of these rounds has been a dogfight, a brawl. And whoever finds the opening kill, well, there's no guarantee that they will win the rounds. So much of last round came down to that off-site scavenge, trying to desperately look for Gunner, and yet he slipped through and managed to drop back down to sight.
FaZe almost giving too much respect perhaps. Being like, oh guys, we cannot risk losing a player to the roamer. Let's just kind of drone him, play passive angles. He just starts sprinting. He's a madman. Arbiter bans, double shield ban from FaZe, the Monty and the Black, or the Blitz rather, should I say. M80 with the Kaid and the Mira. So Banted, for the first time in a while, has escaped the Arbiter ban phase and could come out as a pocket pick later on. Not for basement, but for CCTV or gym bedroom, it is absolutely a possibility.
But isn't it telling that FaZe have gone for a double shield ban? They want to dictate which shield operators are available to M80.
That's the issue, which they can still play Fuse, they can still play the Blackbeard that we see right now. Are you really winning if you're spending both of your operator bans and they can still pick a third shield?
I mean, it comes down to the micro at that point, doesn't it? Obviously, Monty is the immovable object that can march on forward. Blitz is the close-range specialist, and Blackbeard is the compromise. If you want a bit of shield, but you also want to be able to take long-range rifle gunfights. So that's what Kino will pick this time around, early on into Dirt Tunnel.
Very quickly, in 40 seconds, and he's already broken down that door and the Goyo canister. And what this is doing is applying pressure to that Soul player by the bomb side of Souls. KDS doing Strip Club. Angle on the wall, takes down Gunner. Vita King takes down Diffuser. A very aggressive play here from FaZe Clan.
Yeah, and it's going to be met with an aggressive response as well. M80 feel like they need to erupt onto the bomb side, but I mean, KDS is just TP'd back into church. Hot and cold, very close. He's snuck his way deep inside of blue, but FaZe, they've read this aggression. It's easy, it's pretty straightforward, and for Cyber to flank and finish things off, it ends in a flawless for FaZe.
I can already hear Fabian saying, guys, we need to be one big wave pushing together, not these small waves doing our own things. He's been saying it every single match when they start losing. That was M80 being spread all around the building, right? Kino, solo in dirt, a player, solo in blue, and then dying to individual roamers of FaZe. If you push together from one side, you're always going to have numbers advantage and more tools to work with these various problems. But that's the base and bomb side. Arguably, the most difficult one to attack is there is so much going on. The other one, CCTV and Gym, is going to come down to step 1, step 2, step 3. A bit slower pace.
FaZe are more than happy to play slow. We haven't seen that much on Clubhouse. It's been go, go, go. But they are happy to play that slower playstyle. That's what is more typical.
They'll have to, for sure. I mean, CCTV, it's kind of a hard... I mean, you can, of course, aggress it, but...
On the one hand, you've gotten rid of 2 shields, which are very handy for taking control of rafters, which tends to be a lot of the battle on the CCTV bomb side.
Often is.
On the flip side, Capital.
Yeah.
That one operator
that's it.
Single-handedly owns this rafters position, and so of course the meta these days is to reinforce between the site and rafters.
Twice.
It's a double-edged sword, right? Because on the one hand, it makes you a little bit safer playing that rafters position as KDS is residing on at the moment. On the other hand, if the opposing team rushes, you can't really help.
Yeah, there's no line of sight to help each other anymore. So it's a trade-off game, and to make matters even more difficult here, FaZe are not playing a Jaeger or All-Mine to help catch those fire arrows. So KDS is going to be completely on an island, no support of any kind. And M80, the step 1 for them right now, of course, reach the external walls, but that's easy, there's nothing to stop them. Second choice here, are we going for a full garage catwalk rafters clear, or will we go for a back take at master bedroom? Because what FaZe are doing right now is, as you said, they double reinforce catwalk rafters and putting KDS on an island. He doesn't need any help. That means he can support more bodies and resources in towards master bedroom with an active roam game to try and stop them. This feels like FaZe wants to bait M80 into a Garrett attack. They want them to do it, and right now, that's what they're trying to do. This could be a trap set by FaZe Clan.
Will M80 take the bait? Right now, they're playing slowly. They're wary of early aggression as FaZe have teased out so far in this best of 3, especially in Clubhouse. Now it's time to drone up this as Army. Perched upon rafters. I think you're right. It is going to be a clear inside at the top of garage. KDS happy to sit revealed by the Grimsby's. The fire comes on through, and yet he still survives.
Second fire.
Second fire, and he sprints across.
Goes down.
The Fuser will claim him. The first layer of the defense has been stripped back.
Came at a cost, but I think it's valuable enough. 2 fires and all the frag grenades. The issue here is there's no secondary hard destruction for the attacker, so this double reinforced wall means no entry from catwalk rafters, no line of sight to be established because they're playing in peace on the Capital, the Claymores on the Grim, but Kino gets another. Now they can overwhelm the bomb site, force the gunfights, 5v3, a default plant not possible. They have to get creative.
How has FaZe let this happen? They've been caught with no plant denial in a 3v5. With plenty of time on the clock for M80 to execute straight into the bomb site. And Kino can be cover while Hot and Cold forces down that plant just side of the breach. Cyber is the last one remaining. There's a mountain to climb. He will not see the summits. M80 dominating on their attacker CCTV. They take a deep breath and come back to life. You are that guy. M80 is that team. The team that can eliminate the Brazilians. They've done it before under another name, another title. FaZe Clan. Again, it's 4 rounds apiece. We are at an impasse.
FaZe start off their defensive half on a flawless, how about another one? But for M80 on CCTV, domination in the server, back and forth. These 2 teams are so evenly matched. On Chalet, A little bit on Skyscraper, not as much, and then very evenly matched here on Clubhouse. Again, M80, no hesitation. They have definitely synced up their communication. Tech Cat Raptors, beautifully done. All 5 players work together. 1 guy on drone, Grim Beast, Capital, Blackbeard grenades being tossed on in, and 1 guy by the breach. That is all 5 players taking down KDS that was on that solo island. After that, guys, we have no hard destruction. What can we do? Let's plant by the breach, push in, and just force the chaos. FaZe won't know what's happening. Either we get the kills or we get the plant. We'll be happy either way. FaZe have pulled their parachute. The clash.
Yeah, well, that'll counter the shields, but guess what? You've banned 2 of them.
Yeah, and it's again, they're pushing so much value into this one kind of playstyle from M80. And if we go back on the Skyscraper, we saw them play double shield Finca, ridiculousness entry. We saw them play utility. We saw them play glass all the way back on Chalet, which was then banned by FaZe on Skyscraper. Now the glass makes a return.
It's coming full circle for M80. Kino on that glass, maybe instrumental on the execute. As we go to gym and bedroom. And a breach has been opened nice and early. M80 met with no resistance, no bandit, no tuber out.
Hey, come on, mute gives a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
that tiny fraction.
Not when you've got the thermite on the board, as we can see. Placed above the mute jammer's radius. Gavin will now open up connector. My question, where is the eventual cook going to be from Kino?
That's the thing, the beauty of the glass Capital is that it could be anywhere. You can just smoke off the window of CCTV, jump into a master bedroom, you can drop down off his hatch with a guy pushing main stairs. M80 can pretty much go at any moment, whenever they want to. What they have to ensure first, though, is that all 5 players are in the right position. So when you get that countdown, 3, 2, 1, everyone is doing what they need to be doing. There goes the fire, just to clear that shield position. There goes the smoke for a bit of intel. Now, that's a bait. They're gonna start droning up the bomb site. The next time they start smoking, that's gonna be the real push.
Sol still has 2 Keybers left to fortify further positions on the side. Like you say, there's redundancy for M80 as well. In terms of the smokes, the fire will not find a target. Gunner, oh, he might just be able to take down Handy. And that's not right. Good night to the clash. A brief moment. Vita King is spotted. And he finds one regardless. Isolated on the bomb sites.
Beautiful.
One by one they fall. Kino wants to hear you, Munich. M80 are just 2 rounds away from knocking the Brazilians off their perch.
What an execute. Everyone playing their position, everyone playing their role. No one is sitting by watching your teammates winning that round. You're all doing it together. Incredible amount of value. And I think for FaZe right now, there's too many things happening at the same time in the server. They're not sure if it's gonna be a push or a glass in the smoke or a guy dropping off his hatch. This could be FaZe needs to default back to more Valkyrie, for example. But first, they're gonna call a tech timeout to talk with their coach how they can fix this.
Feita dos caras lá. Mas o do dinheiro, vamos fazer agora com o dinheiro aberto. A gente mantém a mesma copa com o dinheiro aberto. O cara dele pode... só...
Garagem aberta, no caso.
Garagem aberta. Só o Souza, ele pode trazer a Azami. Cadê seu Amai?
Mas com mira também, pra gente queimar o taco. Mira tá bom, mira tá bom.
Não tem como.
Tá.
E aí, tipo, como que tá de tubarão, você fica marcando a subida do cara lá da garagem, tá ligado? Tipo, vamos ficar peitando mais um pouco depois que o KDS tá morto.
Aí ganha a academia. Mas é garagem que avançada, hein?
O da academia, o dá pra 7 padrão.
Mais avançada ainda, Rafa, não, na academia.
A academia pode fazer avançado.
Bora aí, guys, bora aí, mano. Bora. Não desanima não.
Bora que tá tranquilo, bora.
Well, that energy there at the end. I'm hoping that we'll get a translation to Maria eventually. For now, let's just chat M80, I suppose.
Maria could dial in right now. We wouldn't be able to hear her.
I did hear a lot of different operators though being mentioned. And I was very curious into this. Is there going to be more of a utility FaZe clan playing, Valkyrie, utility in general? Or is it going to be more, again, front and forward aggression, roaming around, taking the fights? We'll have to see what they're up for. But this air jab, it hits one player. The second one swings to try and cover. Diffuser, 2 easy kills, and then hot and cold, Gunner. I mean, it's everyone. Everyone is doing something that round.
Diffuser doesn't turn to his teammate to say let's go, but rather he turns to the audience. He knows that there is a 6th player for his team right now.
And that is going to be the crowd.
FaZe has stared down crowds like this before.
They're not too phased by it, but let's be honest, it is slipping a little bit.
They did lose in Berlin, and that was one of the loudest crowds we've ever had. They lost in Sao Paulo to one of the loudest crowds we've ever had. FaZe won in Sweden to no crowd.
It's the crowd diff.
Maybe, just maybe, the crowd does play a role for FaZe.
Something that I find quite interesting is actually the operative benefits that happened off screen. Maverick and Bandit, both teams again in complete sync against each other. It was Mute Grim on Skyscraper countering each other. Maverick Bandit here again countering each other. I was expecting a Capital Mute Bandit perhaps, but he's gonna go for a push again like last time.
Oh, this exchange could mean everything.
But they're out. Oh, they're back in.
Confirms it. But FaZe managed to detonate that fire just in time.
They pushed the fire.
He's been lit up. He's been taken down. M80 step by step march their way into the bomb site. Now there's advantage. Double up for Gav. Gunner and Kino need to join the fray. As Cyber makes his way back. He's held at bay.
He has case
by the fire, but he can hold on to that diffuser.
He knows it. He sees it. The issue is Vidiking is so far away they can't quite help each other.
It's a flank. Does Cyber have what it takes when M80 are circling? He hides inside of Oil Pit, but he will surely be put to the sword. M80 grab that diffuser and fall back. Nothing to worry about. It's an open sea. It's all theirs. Cyber must make his way back. In the post plant, there is no universe where M80 lose this. They're on the verge, the precipice of claiming series points as Cyber looks to try and duel, sees the first one. A dark sky looms above for FaZe. Nothing but the abyss below. Grab the match by the neck and prepare to send FaZe home.
And the way they got that round victory, they do the same push 2 times, and this time around, 0 hesitation. The gas pipe on the wall, bottom blue stairs was popped early by FaZe, and guess what? M80, they suffered the damage, they sprinted on through, and they caught FaZe by surprise. That's where they're straight in the bomb site. FaZe up, FaZe down. 1 round away from sending FaZe home and advancing to the grand finals are M80. 1 more round and they will be victorious, beating their own expectations, I would argue, for this event, coming out of nowhere seemingly. And they get that round victory in the most M80 way possible. It didn't look like that would be a round victory, but it was, and it was a decisive one at that.
M80 have only lost to 1 team at this tournament. And they're on the verge of sending them back to Brazil. The grand final for M80 may lie on the other side of this 2.5-minute round. It would be Kino's first, who will face Falcons tomorrow for the trophy at the Munich Major. FaZe need to make a case that they are still in the running.
They're gonna choose the gym bomb site, they're gonna play utility, play behind the shields, and play the warden because they're expecting the unknown right now. It could be the glass, it could be something else. They gotta prepare for the worst, and they're playing for the first time heavy util, doubling down Jaeger and deployable shield and the warden. M80, they have 2 options here. Either take down the warden early so glass can shine later, or simply circumvent the warden by attacking where he is not. They got Jacuzzi breach. This is phantom pressure. They're saying, hey guys, be careful of the bomb site rush. You need to come back towards the bomb site, and you can't play that aggressively on the roam. Then they breach the bathroom wall, limiting where they can play by that bomb site. And we saw what they did last time. With the Capital and the glass on these windows, with the smoke grenades, no one can really fight back against it. So they're limiting where FaZe can play.
It's been 3 in a row for M80. As the fire starts to burn, it just lights one beneath Cyber. He will be traded. FaZe are gasping for air as they fail to keep their heads above the surface. M80 look to try and finish what they started.
Tried to bait it, tossed a smoke grenade by the gym window while watching this CC window at the same time. KDS went for a swing, but did not suffer any damage. They know he's inside CCTV, they got the yellow ping, and again, if they can take down the Warden, these smoke grenades can literally just single-handedly win you the round with the glass. There comes a smoke, bit of a bait, it's jumping in the swing from 2 players. Warden is down, the glass, the Capitao in full effect. Can now take care of the bomb site. FaZe cannot let M80 go for execute. They have to fight back before they get there.
Strapped in and ready to set sail. FaZe!
The final push!
Cannot grasp anything. The M80 4v2 as they bide their time, but there's not much of it left. 20 seconds remain.
Oh, the C4.
And Handy will Nitro Gav. On the edge of your seats, M80.
10 seconds.
They just need to find Feet to King and Handy. And they've got the
5
detection
seconds.
on 1. But together the guns come to life for FaZe. And a big clutch for these two unbelievable players. It's a 2v4. And it's one that never should be lost by M80. Yet it slips again through their grasp. FaZe have one chance to send us into overtime.
It comes down to a moment where maybe a bit of pressure is felt there by M80. The win was so close, all they had to do was push in and take the fights together, but they hesitate, they slow down, the timer almost runs out entirely. FaZe didn't even have to go for kills because M80 was struggling. This is the thing, when your eyes are on the prize and it feels like you're just there, you're right by the finish line. It can be really hard to push on through. Your mind starts wandering. You dream about the reality of winning, but then you realize it was just a dream. You lose that round, and now you're only 1 round away from overtime. A place we've not seen so far in this BO3. But if we have to go the distance and go all the way to OT, it should be, it has to be on the 3rd map.
Oh, it feels befitting. But it has been a long time between drinks for these M80 players. Manchester was a 1.5 years ago. FaZe have won a championship a lot more recently than that. It's been even longer for Fabian since he raised his 4th hammer. Or third hammer?
Third hammer.
Oh my God. Sorry, I leaked the script for next year. 3rd hammer in Montreal 2 years ago. Oh my God.
On match point? Cyber does it again?
How does he have the wherewithal to look for a spawn peak?
I mean, look at the player cams. He's eyes cold. Wasn't even phased by that. No reaction, no cause of celebration. It's just business as usual. Cyber leading the charge for his team. Everyone putting in such good numbers as well. Everyone fighting together. M80 now time for plan B. They lose another. Gunner goes down.
Kill. M80 now must rely on Gavin and Kino
boy, it's slipping.
in the 2v5. And yeah, it is slipping. There's a leak in this ship. The FaZe clan are swinging like they mean it. Gavin's found 2. Could it just be a consolation? Or could it be a glimmer of hope?
We saw what Gavin and Kino could do together on Skyscraper. Back then it was Kino on Blitz and Gavin on Finger right behind. They picked up kill after kill, playing so well off one another. And it's not out of the equation right now. They can still go for a win, but it has to be a huge clutch. Up against the Valkyrie Hammers of Information, up against the C4 pre-placed in the second for the King by the main stairs, up against the fires from the Goyo. So much against them, and all they have to work with is gonna be their guns. Dirt reinforced, hatches mostly closed. They have almost no avenues in towards that bomb site.
How on earth do you bring this one back?
Gotta go for blue, or you gotta walk down bottom main stairs. Both are terrible options under normal circumstances, but these are not normal circumstances.
Oh wow, C4. Frank, M80 are lucky to be in this position, but Gavin finds a 3rd one. All it takes is 2 more kills, good impact. He dodges it. Just barely staying alive. Kino needs to get aggressive. Soul shuts him out. Gavin the clutch for the championship, but no! Hope lies on the horizon for FaZe. And overtime on the final map. The world champions, desperate to stay in the tournament.
So the crowd chants the team's name one more time, perhaps the final time for M80. They are 2 rounds away now. Effectively a best of 3 in round count. The first to get 8 rounds will be the victor.
And it's going to be M80 continuing this attack. It's been even on both halves, but when M80 found their momentum, they won 3 in a row. There's no question they're capable.
But there has to be a bit of doubt, no matter who you are right now.
They lost to 4 versus 2.
4v2 on match point, that should have been it.
How do you lose a 4v2?
Then an embarrassing basement attack where they almost brought it back, let's be honest, but the way it started, that's where you start losing hope. It's falling apart way too early. I mean, you gotta just hit the brakes, take a slow start to these rounds, then you just see the bomb site with 4 or 5 attackers alive to have a fighting chance. The issue with OT is the bomb site rotation opens up again. Basement is unlocked. They can go straight back to business. And M80, look at this, he's going for the spawn.
Wow.
Stop, Cyber.
If M80 struggle here, they're going to be haunted by the ghost of that lost 4 versus 2 and what could have been. FaZe have been major champions before. Only one team has ever won 2 major championships, and that was, of course, Furia back as W7M. FaZe, with this World Championship winning roster, could join them. They have to get there first, and they've already staved off 2 match points.
They got the momentum. They got the confidence on their side. Gavin, though, on the demos, can, of course, try and track down Cyber, who's actively on the roam game, but falling back towards the basement bomb site again to just avoid any early deaths. And it's actually FaZe. Everybody is down back towards the side or playing by the staircase, so the full map has been surrendered by the defenders. And to be honest, I don't know if they have the best operator lineup for a hard turtle. When you're playing 5 guys downstairs, you have 1 C4 to your name, no smoke or Tashangan, no active plant denial, just the Goyo fire that is pre-placed. It does feel to me a little bit scary to give M80 all its freedom. They've been struggling with FaZe Plan's aggression, with the spawn, with the fighting. They are letting M80 get everything for free besides the bomb side.
Gunner on the Bark has opened plenty of verticality. FaZe will have to be careful on the bomb site where they play. They don't look to contest, like you said. They've fallen back to the bomb site, but what's more, they're not going for aggressive C4s. They're not looking to contest the vertical that's being opened up by Gunner. No, they are playing this slowly. They're waiting for M80 to make their move.
I do think Vidigan has to hold that C4 as a means for plant denial.
Oh, wait, look, KDS has snuck back upstairs.
He is in lounge, but there's a flying drone inside a lounge right here. If they check at the right time, the flying will get snuffed out.
Diffuser's not on that cam.
It comes down to timing. Okay, so Gunner's checking it. The timing can still happen, of course. If Gunner's needed elsewhere, it has to start doing the, the bug verticality and KDS flanks. That's going to be an easy kill. And then chaos will erupt.
Oh, he's spotted.
They see him. Do they go for kill?
What do M80 do? They have to make the choice.
Exactly, but it's 40 seconds. They gotta go really quick. Doors barricaded.
They're committing to the kill.
Door bang?
Will it be a wall bang? Oh. It's the kill that M80 needed.
Just leave him, honestly.
A lifeline has been thrown. Not sure if they're aware. Kino finding his. It's not the match point that they were looking to convert, but it might give them another chance.
20 seconds again, though, James.
And Handy finds one.
Falling apart
into life. Surely not. Another fumbled numbers advantage for M80.
No plant denial. They have to go for swings.
Yeah, but FaZe, they're ready to swing it. Look at them go. Diffuser locks it down. Plant denied. Handy takes matters into his own hands.
5 seconds.
And he must deny the plant once again. Hot and cold to cover. Oh no. But Handy's found both.
Oh.
A third one is all that's needed. Diffuser, hold your nerve. You're about to put your team on another. Sit back down, Diffuser. Job is not done yet. One more round. FaZe have rocked the boat, but M80 hold steady, true to their course. There's nothing in their sights except the grand final and that trophy that may await them tomorrow if they are to get there.
0 seconds on the clock. Diffuser in hand, forced to stick it all the way, and still somehow comes out the victor in the 1v1 gunfight. Very many small micro plays happen there for M80. Dropping diffuser on the shield operator, getting downstairs, covering all the right angles that they possibly could. They only had 2 guns, mind you, with the 3rd guy planting, so there were gaps. FaZe, they found them. And with nothing else, with an individual player, with no help on the server, he finds the moment, he finds the clutch. 1 round away once more.
FaZe have staved off 2 match points. What's a 3rd? The team that knows what it's like to be in these do or die, sink or swim scenarios like no other. And what do they bring? The Ying. What do they look for? Chaos again.
Yeah.
Cyber's on the Ash. That tells you all that you need to know.
It's gonna be about tempo right now. FaZe wanna get in early, get the job done, and keep pushing forward. Because the thing is, the longer they wait, the more Sami keep barriers, the more mind magnets from M80, the more time they have to communicate. What are we gonna do? Where are we gonna position ourselves? So FaZe, they do what they do best. They start fishing. They're looking for that first kill to just keep up that momentum and fire up in the server. And they do this by applying pressure in many different areas of the map, expecting M80 to go for a flank or a push or a swing. They mostly set their eyes right now towards the roam clear though. It's a CCTV defense. But most are faced by the Jacuzzi for the roam clear. They're gonna find Gunnar, who's stuck in the rotate, and his teammate of Hot and Cold inside a bathroom.
And it's Gunnar who's targeted here.
They're gonna bait it.
KDS v Gunnar, Hot and Cold. They have just heard
they
it.
ran in past
Good
him.
info, but they still don't know about who's lurking in the shadows for M80. And they will find both of them. Drop shot for Souls. Might just bring it back, but not if Gunnar has anything to say about it. A storm is brewing tonight in Munich. And when it rains, it pours. FaZe are washed up on the shores. And M80 have booked themselves into the grand finals at the Major.
Making a dream come true, beating expectations by most. M80 came into this tournament, by some people's standards, a dark horse, by others counted out, by very few expected to make it to the grand finals. And despite things were slipping away for a short moment there on Clubhouse, they find that last bit of energy, the last 1% to stay in this matchup and fight it all the way to a victory in overtime.
For the first time since Manchester, it's a shot at a trophy for North America and another grand final for the greatest of all time.
They lost to FaZe earlier, and then they took him down.
They did. When it matters more, M80, they know what it's like to play in these grand finals, where at least 4/5 of them do. This will be a debut for Kino at his first ever major grand final. M80 have toppled the world champions. Can they topple the best that Europe has to offer as well?
You gotta say, incredible.
And it's time to hear from the GOATs themselves. We're down on the stage with Ian Chambers to take us through what has been an unbelievable showing from M80.
The world champion sink at the last second. I'm standing by with M80's Gunnar and Fabian. Before, just give me 1 second, guys. Any M80 fans in the building? You guys have won this crowd over. Gunnar, FaZe Clan gave you and your team hell, but you just showed tremendous heart.
I mean, I just don't think anyone in this tournament has the mental resilience that we do right now. It's all we train. I mean, and it shows, you know, we just lost a 4v2 on a 6-4 match point into another badly bad round. And most teams have probably chalked to, oh, you know, we probably should have won that. Well, we go OT, we win a crazy round, we win another crazy round. That's just what we do. We just keep going.
It's just what you do, and Fabian, your heart at times there must have been absolutely racing.
Yeah, I mean, I got an official warning for my hand signs, so I'm trying to keep myself as calm as I can, but Jesus Christ, what a game. I mean, FaZe, guys, give them an applaud. They were fucking amazing. Without them, this wasn't a game. but our team is, as Sean says, we're resilient. Anything can go against us. We're turning it around.
I mean, you are led by a born winner in Siege. You know yourself what it takes to win a major title. You did it in Manchester. Have you got it in the tank up against a team like Falcons that are waiting for you?
I mean, I hold the record against these guys for the most kills in a BO5. I'm just going to break it again.
Final message, Fab.
I beat that team with Koreans twice. I think I can do it with these guys too.
You gotta love it. You two, go and join the rest of your teammates. What a lower bracket final that was for everybody here in the building and you watching at home. And do not forget, this is just the beginning. The grand final all culminates tomorrow. But for now, it's back to the desk.
What an incredible matchup we just witnessed. The world champions of the Invitational taken down by the plucky M80, led by Gunnar, led by this entire squad, and Fabian behind them, giving them the boost when it was needed. An incredible matchup we just witnessed. The whole time, our hearts, including everybody here in the arena, was sinking. Just to remind you, we are past midnight, and this was the crowd that we had here on a Saturday. Honestly, kudos. It was incredible to witness it all, gents.
I mean, it was quite the moment to see. I mean, that round from Diffuser, to be able to bring it back the way that he did, had to stick it in that moment after losing on the cusp of winning this series, where FaZe would claw it back that round, instilled the momentum, the hope that they needed to get it done in the last round, where they would shut it out and do it flawlessly.
Yeah, it really was a battle of endurance. I mean, both these teams, it's their second best of 3 of the day. They go head-to-head all the way into map 3. They go all the way to overtime. FaZe brings it all the way back. And then, in the first round of overtime, an amazing clutch from Diffuser. I mean, you see it on your screen. He's able to just shut it down. He gets that first advantage, but that carries the momentum. And even though it's a matter of resilience, in overtime with everything against you, you get that first step in. The rest of the round, I mean, trade after trade in this final round, that's exactly what M80 needed to be, and Fabian couldn't have said it best. They have the resilience. They've been practicing up for this moment. Now they get to test it all tomorrow.
Though, for just a second here, at a coin flip, it could have swapped this entire game around and we'd be celebrating FaZe Clan for their own resilience, because a match like this was back and forth from start to finish. And I'm wondering, from your own competitive experience, what is that little edge that you need when you come down to overtimes on a game 3?
It's that momentum.
Yeah,
it's absolutely that momentum. It's big players having big moments that everyone can rally behind, and that's what we saw Diffuser. If Diffuser lost that round, I guarantee that's where we see that coin flip happen. But that's the fact of the matter, is Diffuser didn't let up. He showed his resilience. He persevered, carried into the last round, and again, that is exactly where the momentum shaped everything for this series.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair to say both teams showed their resilience. They showed their endurance. I mean, after the first map, KDS was saying NA is easy to beat. So at the end of the day, both of these teams deserve to be here. They both put on a hell of a performance. At the end of the day, that huge play from Diffuser in overtime took the momentum back from FaZe, bringing it to overtime. In my opinion, that was the final nail in the coffin.
So let's recap that bracket all together here and show you the trajectory into this grand final for Falcons and M80. Nobody had an easy way, but Falcons went up. They took down G2. They took down FaZe in 2 incredible 2-1 series. And M80, the gauntlet of that lower bracket. How many times has it happened in history where a lower bracket run nets you the win at a major event?
It's the momentum from being down there. I mean, you get set off with a 2-0 loss for M80. You get put all the way down. You build it up, one win after the other. They knocked out their last remaining NA brethren. They locked out the last SAL team, and now they're going to go up against the final EML team.
I mean, just even overcoming adversity, losing to the only team that you lost to in the entire series was FaZe. Then to be able to knock them out, send them home, just gets you that momentum that you need to carry into a grand final to go against the heavy hitters of the side of Falcons.
And gentlemen, all this past week plus of preparation and months of it during this stage 2 has led up to this. Tomorrow is our grand final, a best of 5 locked in between Team Falcons and, of course, their opponents of M80. A classic EU versus North America, as we've grown used to in the olden days. That is at 7 p.m. local time here in Munich. However, every Siege event has that extra bit, that cherry on top, which is, of course, our next operation. All of that and more will be happening at 6:15 local time here in Munich as well. 45 minutes of just pure preparation and showing you what the future is going to be like very, very soon. There's been a few teasers here and there, but I can tell you it's absolutely worth it. I want to thank you all, you 2 zeros over there, and you all over the place. You were incredible here in Munich. Thank you for this incredible 2 days. And tomorrow we crown 1 champions, EU, NA, Falcons, M80. See you tomorrow for the Munich final.